welcome to this evening's Truck Series race at Richmond Speedway. Just joining in at the end of practice here, just about to roll into qualifying. Ron Thompson currently has the fastest time in practice with a 21.73. 300ths behind is Ryan Jones in the 011 car. Then Dave Douglas, Ruben Phelps, Lachlan Acujo, Shane Bowen, Stephen Williams, Daniel Stevens, Adam Malone and Andy Barber are your top 10 in practice tonight. But no, should be a good race this evening. We did have a night off earlier this Tuesday where Kobe Williams took out the race win at Richmond in the IRP in the Xfinity Series. So hopefully we get a chance to talk with him tonight. He's not currently in the race session at the moment, so might not be seeing Kobe tonight. But if we do get a chance to speak with Tuesday night's race winner, we definitely will. As we see a bit of a kerfuffle happen here in practice. It's Richmond, it's going to happen. 37 cars here tonight. It's going to be a big race. Big turnout here for Richmond. So big race, big turnout. This track is in the qualifying series. They will be racing the trucks here come September, so a lot of valuable practice for that series, and hopefully we don't see a lot of cautions tonight. It's always nice when we get green flag short track racing. So 17 seconds here for practice. It's going to be interesting to see who's in form, who's in not. Have a quick look at the championship standings so far. So these are the standings after round 4. So we got Connor Nixon, Daniel Stevens and Scott Rankin all securing a win here this season. John locking themselves into the playoffs as well. John Bradshaw, he's sitting outside that in 4th. Jason Holdsworth not here tonight, but he's in 5th. Lachlan Acujo, Matthew Budd, Shane Mello, Evan J. Taylor, who we'll just call ET from now on, and Stephen Williams. They're your top 10 in the standings, and then Carl Whitney, Calvin Clark are your final 2 playoff spots. Ruben Phelps, previous season champion, he's just outside the cut line. Jason Cooley, Brandon Griffiths, Adam Malone, Bradley Minshall, Mark Grocott, Brian Blundell, and Tim Blundell. They're just a little bit further away, 8 points separating them from the cut line. So we'll get to see who does what and who makes moves up the ladder tonight here at Richmond. It should be a good points race. If you finish this race tonight, there's a good chance you'll be moving up that ladder. Now we'll shoot back to it, and we'll try and find someone doing some qualifying. Here's Connor Nixon as he goes out to see his qualifying laps. It should be a pretty interesting night. Should be running this high line, building momentum, coming down the track, and then power all the way through, cross the start finish line. Your first lap's probably going to be your best lap. So see Connor starts high, stays high. So this isn't his push lap. He's going to use this as a warm-up lap. So momentum lap here. Not too bad. Well, lucky Acujo, 21.65. You have to think that's a quick time. As we see Connor Nixon coming down to the main straight to start his actual flying lap. Down into turn 1, nice and tight, holds that yellow line. Power out on the outside of the corner, just to the outside, a little bit of a wiggle. Nothing too there. Carries some momentum through into turn 3. Wrapping that bottom yellow line, making sure to not hug it nice and tight. Power on early, out to the wall. Across the line, that's Connor Nixon for the pole time of 21.57. So Connor Nixon takes pole. Ron Thompson is behind. Lachlan Acujo, Ruben Phelps brings it up into 3rd, pipping his teammate in 4th. Provisionally, we got Josh Mickelmore in 5th place. Shane Bowen is in 6th. Adam Malone, he is in the 7th position. 8th belongs to Daniel Stevens. 9th belongs to Matt Bailey. And John Bradshaw is in the 10th position here tonight. As Dave Douglas goes up to 7th. In the number 10 car. So a lot of drivers just making moves. We're going to see a little bit of adjustment here, but most drivers finished with a qualifying run. Bradley Minshall's out doing his lap in the white number 17. Stephen Williams jumps up. Bradley Minshall, he goes to 17th with that lap. Stephen Williams, 5th with a 21.67. As he'll pull off the track. That should be it for most of the drivers here tonight in qualifying. Last drivers out on track, just pulling in on their in-laps now. So, as my voice decides to break, we have Connor Nixon from Ron Thompson, previous season champion Ruben Phelps in 3rd, Lockie Acuja in 4th, Stephen Williams in the 5th position. Josh Micklemore is in 6th, Shane Bowen in P7, Dave Douglas in the 8th spot tonight, Adam Malone in P9, and Daniel Stevens in P10. Further on back, we got Matt Bailey, he's in 11th, Henry King, he's in 12th, and John Bradshaw in 13th. Alex Wilson's in 14th, Carl Whitney, he's in 15th position tonight. We'll wait for the rest of the grid to form up, and then we'll get the actual grid so you can have a look at who's on these rows and who's doing what. But Nigel will be joining me momentarily. He's just having a chat with all the drivers tonight. So as we wait for him, see if we can get running through these results. I don't think we quite can, as the session just is waiting to tick over. There's a fair few drivers who did not qualify tonight. Brian Blundell, Jason Cooley, Tim Blundell, Angus Lawford, Mark Cochran, Mark Grocott, E.T., Marty Mitchell, Matthew Budd, and Aaron Dorman all electing not to qualify or not setting a valid time here tonight. So those drivers will be starting from the back. Last 9 drivers on the grid. So we'll just wait as we tick into qualifying. There is a big chance for a lot of cautions here tonight. Being a short track, a lot of close racing, a lot of hard racing. That exit of T2 is a bit treacherous, so a lot of drivers may drop it loose coming out of there. It may cause a bit of an incident. So we're expecting cautions here tonight as we move into the gridding phase of tonight's race. We'll bring up our grid and we'll start running through it. So in P1, Connor Nixon for Nitro Racing. P2, also a Nitro Racing car, and Ron Thompson. Ruben Phelps and Lockie Acuja lock out the second row, both for SRM Australia. Stephen Williams, Josh Micklemore on row 3. Row 4 belongs to Shane Bowen and Dave Douglas. Row 5, Adam Malone and Daniel Stevens. Row 6 belongs to Matt Bailey and Henry King. Row 7, John Bradshaw, Alex Wilson. 15th position, Carl Whitney. 16 to Mark McNamara. 17, Bradley Minshall. 18 to Dean Powell. Ryan Jones in 19th position, followed by Ben Heneker in 20th. Chris Stelmark in 21st. Colin Burns 22nd. Andy Barber in the 23rd position tonight. Aaron Gilbert in 24th. Brandon Griffiths in position 25. P26 belongs to David Lawler. Calvin Clark, 27th. Tim Blundell in 28th. Matthew Budd in 29th. Brian Blundell in P30. Angus Lawford, the first of the non-qualifiers, in P31. 32 belongs to Evan Taylor. Aaron Dorman in 34th. Mark Cochran, 35th. Mark Grocott, 36th. Jason Cooley in 37th. Marty Mitchell in 38th. And that wraps out your grid here tonight for 240 laps at Richmond Raceway. Now, drivers are getting briefed currently by Mr. Nigel, just on a bit of etiquette here tonight, how we kind of want the driving to work. Tuesday night's race was a bit punchy. There was a few incidents tonight on Tuesday night, so we're just giving the drivers a chance to cool down and make sure they're all going to make it through tonight's race with minimal casualties as we see the pace car start pulling off. Connor Nixon will have the green flag signal to start the race here tonight, and any subsequent restart will be on the race leader at the time. Now, I think there may be someone in the booth who's finally ready to come join me. Waiting for the signal. There he is. Let me put this audio through so we can all hear his nice, fine, luscious voice. Nigel Seedle, welcome to the booth. How you doing tonight?
Good. I'm going well, Bryce. And yourself?
I'm not doing too bad. Had a good night out. Tuesday night was my mum's birthday, and I know you had your own event to go to, so we missed Tuesday night's broadcast. But we're glad to be back in the box.
It's good. No, it's great. And a quick shout out to Maddie Ray and Jason Holdsworth watching on YouTube. Welcome, guys.
Welcome, boys. Two pace laps here for short tracks, so we'll be going green this time by. And looking forward to it. So, Nigel, I know we're a bit late to the party, but who is your pick for the race win here tonight at Richmond?
Well, he's had all top fives all year, and I think he might be his chance. And tonight, I reckon John Bradshaw for the win. He's my tip tonight. He's showing some serious form, and that is very loud.
It is quite loud.
I'll turn that down. John Bradshaw for my win tonight.
Green flag is out. Connor Nixon jumps away. Stephen Williams, bad start on the green flag there. I think he dropped a gear and didn't quite get it right. So luckily not to cause a pile-up, but definitely lost out of position. Connor Nixon takes the lead of this race early. Ruben Phelps looking to make a move on Ron Thompson. My pick for the tonight is Ron Thompson, so hopefully that's just a bit of tire-saving strategy and not a lack of pace. But Connor Nixon, he's extending out to 2.5 tenths of a second from your previous season champion, Ruben Phelps. We're getting in. Oh, Ron Thompson's around. That's going to be the first caution of the night. Ron Thompson just losing it on the exit of 2. Too much power, I believe, put down, and not enough temperature in the tires. So we'll just jump back with Ron Thompson.
Got Michael Campbell watching. Hopefully less cautions than the Xfinity race on Tuesday night. Well, hold your breath. I think we've just said, we could be in for a long night.
No damage to that truck. Tires are probably cooked. But Ron Thompson just getting a little loose in the rear of the truck there as he puts the power down and just sends him for a spin early on here tonight. So that brings out the first caution of the race. No one else collected, so it should be a pretty simple restack and then roll for the drivers here tonight. That's a very early caution.
Jace in the YouTube, rumor has it that it's going green tonight. Well, don't think it is. I think Jace's teammate Ron Thompson causes it.
Yeah, Jason, I believe someone's not sticking to the script over at Nitro Racing. You might want to double check with them that they know the game plan. But so Ron Thompson is the cause of the first caution. Unforced error here tonight. Luckily didn't collect no other drivers, so we'll just go back racing in a couple laps time. That gives us a little breather here tonight. So
good evening to Smoking Wins on the Twitch channel. That's embarrassing. It can be embarrassing if you spin on the first lap or second lap, but Ron will be back at the front.
Oh, he won't be back there for too much longer. He is a good driver, very very good at short tracks as well. I know he had a great performance here last season in the regular season, but just a little bit embarrassing. It's not something that all of us haven't done before at some point, either be it in practice or in an official. So we can't rag on him too much. It's just unfortunate to see, really.
It's a massive field tonight, 38 trucks. Impressive.
It is. Now, Nigel, I've been whisked away for a moment, so I'm going to pass the torch to you to do this next restart. So I'll be back with you in just a moment's time, but you have the floor.
Oh, thank you very much, Bryce. So, your top 10, Connor Nixon in first, Ruben Phelps in second, Josh Micklemore, who's making his debut with the eSeries tonight in third. Lockie is in 4th, Dave Douglas is in 5th, Bowen is in 6th, Stevens in 7th, King in 8th, the 88 of Wilson in 9th, and Adam Malone representing Southern Stars coming out of 10. So we should be going green, I think, this lap. No, next lap. Lights aren't out, so we're going to go one more lap and we'll be right to go. Impressive field of 38 trucks tonight. This is a good practice race for the qualifying series for our series next year with Motorsport Australia, the Australian National Championships. We'll be back here in September in the trucks, so this is good practice for some teams and drivers to get a few extra laps in and keep working on their set, which is going to be a massive qualification series on a Sunday night.
Absolutely, it's looking pretty full already. So back from my little trip downstairs, but
You're back.
I am back. Just in time by the looks of it, as the pace car has its lights off, coming around the final 2 turns. Pull off now. Connor Nixon will have control in the Sky Car restart zone. He likes to go rather late in the box, gets a good start over the competitors in P2 and 3. It all seems pretty civil. They're at the front. A couple of 2 wide incidents at the back, but... Well, I say incidents, a couple of 2 wide moments in the back, but nothing to be worried about. There's Connor Nixon, Ruben Pelps. That's Josh Mickelmore, Lachlan Cujo, Dave Douglas, Shane Bowen and Daniel Stevens. They're all single file. I don't even think they're single file until quite a bit further back down where Chris Stelmack is. All single file. So status quo establishing itself here tonight at Richmond. We'll see a few moves happen tonight, but I wouldn't be surprised if we get some single file racing up the front and then some 2 wide moments around the back as we see Ron Thompson looking to the inside of Andy Barber. Trying to make a move stick on the exit there. So we see the 013 car go. Not quite the same as Ron Thompson's, so we're going to stay green here tonight at Richmond. Good old iRacing deciding that's not a caution. He didn't go completely horizontal or perpendicular track, so we're going to stay green. Unlucky there for Chris Stelmack, dropping quite a ways down. Sorry, not Chris Stelmack. It was the 013 of David Lawler, dropping all the way down to 36th position tonight. As we're just watching Aaron... What is it? Aaron Gilbert and Martin are going at it with Matthew Budd as well. Matthew Budd got a P2 at Michigan last week. Oh, sorry, P3 at Michigan last week. Oh no, was it P2 or P3? P2.
P2, that was a cracking race last week.
Oh, it was a great finish. Held Scotty Rankin to those last 2 laps, had to make it work. Just couldn't get the win. Maybe he's looking for a win here tonight. Starting further at the back. Didn't elect to qualify tonight, so we'll see how that decision works out for him.
And Scotty Rankin's not here tonight either. Last week's with us. He's watching out there,
He's
Scotty.
not.
Good evening. He'll be back next week. So.
If I was Scotty, I also wouldn't be attending Richmond. It's you've got your position in the playoffs. All you have to do is make sure you stay within those top 12 in points, I believe. And you're good for the playoffs this season. So avoiding Richmond is a good thing. I'd definitely burn my drop round to avoid it. Then again, we also have Martinsville to contend with later on this season. So you wanted to use it for Martinsville. Maybe Richmond generally goes has a lot more green flag running than Martinsville, but
I think some of these tracks, even like this week at Richmond, is a great opportunity for teams and drivers to start working on setups for the qualification series. Because a track like this here could be one that you could earn some valuable points heading into some of the bigger Daytona rounds and stuff like that. So you just got to, it's vital some of the practice, because with the qualification series there is actually no following the official schedule, so you'll have to start building your own sets and start working as a team, and it's going to be more than just driver skill. It's going to be a team effort, which is what's going to make the Australian Championships so much fun. It's so going to be great for everyone to watch.
Absolutely, it's really nice to see all these drivers out here racing so cleanly, especially at a short track. I know we had a bit of a nightmare night on Tuesday with some of the incidents and some of the racing being a bit argy-bargy at times, but so far so good here for the truck series. Connor Nixon out in the lead, 2 seconds over Josh Micklemore, who's a new face to the series as well. Debut race here tonight.
The thing is too is that as the drivers are getting to know each other more around each other, and these races are full-length truck races too. Sorry. The more laps they get in, the more they know the people around them. The racing is going to get better and better as well. So it's it's good. It's good because it just makes more exciting racing for everyone to be watching at home.
Absolutely, it's always good to get around a good group of people that you can just trust, especially when you're racing. You know how hard you can push someone, how hard they're going to push you, what the limit is, and sometimes, unfortunately, to find that you have to come to blows. Sometimes you have to make contact. It's a part of the racing. It's going to happen. Contact's always going to happen. It's just your reaction to how you take that contact and how you move forward with it is going to define so much of how you are as a driver and how other people respect you and how other people want to race you. Because if you get pissy and ticked off by every single little bit of contact here in NASCAR, especially at short track racing, you're not making it. No one's going to give you a bar. They know they're going to ruffle your feathers. You're going to get moved. All right, you're going to get bumped. You're going to get rubbed around. You're going to get pushed. You're going to get made to get heated. And when you're heated, you make mistakes. Mistakes will kill your tires. They'll kill your run. You'll be out of the race before you know it. So it's really important. Keep a cool heart, cool head. Make sure you don't get too angry at incidents. I know I've been privy to a moment of flair, but you just got to move on in the moment. You let it all out in the moment. Don't do it over the team radio. There are plenty of other ways to do it. Don't do it in the Discord. Don't do it anything. Just leave your mic off. Leave everything off. Even if you're in a team Discord during one of these races, swear your heart out. It's what I used to do. Get back into the race. All right, take it. Split second. Gone. We're back. All right. That's how I managed it. But definitely don't take it out on any other driver. We're not all professionals. There's a lot of different skills within this league, so don't go at someone in the Discord after a race and be like, "Oh my God, this is your fault," and have a sook. Basically, figure out what you could have done to avoid the incident. Learn, move on. That's all you can ask. And if you really don't like how it happened, use the protest system. It's there for a reason.
And the funny thing, and the good thing is that oval racing is different than road racing. That's the key. Is that you've got to learn that oval racing, there you can nudge, you can touch, you can bump, you can do lots of different things in oval racing that you can't do in road racing, which makes it even a little bit more exciting. There's more to it than just turning left.
Yeah, absolutely. You can block, you can push, you can move someone out of a groove, you can all this stuff. But if you do it, just remember, it's open season on you the next time that person's on your rear bumper. So choosing when to use those kind of techniques does come into it. It's a big part of the racecraft. I know Jason would always tell me, don't do it unless you're at a position where you have to do it. So like the championship race and you've got a chance and this is it. But then again, you could ruin your reputation. You could absolutely ruin your reputation with someone you once had a really good racing relationship with. So it's really important to pick and choose who you do that to.
100%. As Matthew Budd is making a move on the inside, I couldn't quite catch what was going on there, but it was a cracking move going up the inside.
Get on board with Matthew Budd. How about that? Let's go find Matthew Budd. Where is Matthew Budd? Matthew Budd's gone on a bit of a run. He's moving. I don't know. Oh, there he is. He's up 13 spots now. P16. We'll jump over on him. So P16 here for Matthew Budd. 13 positions from where he started. So one of the biggest movers of tonight, as we see Andy Barber just getting by Ron Thompson there. Ron Thompson started this race in second position, had that spin early on in the race, which brought out the one and only caution of the night.
That would be affecting his tyres too. That would be affecting his tyres, I reckon.
Definitely would have been. There's Ron Thompson just letting Matthew Budd by there. So I think there might be something wrong with Ron's car at the moment. I think his tyres might be a little hot. Might still be recovering.
He might be for a caution, I think. I reckon he'd be wanting a caution to go and put a new set of boots on that thing.
I wouldn't be surprised. He did. I don't think he took tyres in the last caution. So I would not be surprised if Ron Thompson is starting to feel a bit of burn on those tyres. Going for a spin is not going to do you any help anytime, especially at a short track. If you lock your wheels and you fight spot your tyres, then it could be a very, very bad night. Connor Nixon's just in a really commanding position in this race as well. We'll just jump back up. He's starting to lap cars at this point in the race. So that's the 73 of Mark Grocott getting lapped just now. Mark Cochran's next on the firing line. So already lapping cars here, about 34 laps into this race. It's all going to be traffic management for here on out. Once these lap cars start rolling in, how well can you manage your traffic? How much does the lap car want to fight you? You can fight for your position on the lead lap. So any of these cars in front of Connor Nixon, so Brian Blundell, Mark McNamara, Colin Burns, Ben Henniker, they're all permitted. They can fight for that lead spot. They don't have to let them by. It's another way that oval racing differs from road racing. There are no blue flags here. We just have it so the rule that if you're more than one lap down, just, you know, be courteous, hop out of the way. You're not fighting for a lap. You know, at that point, just kind of let the leader go through. Focus on your race. You'll get your laps back later, possibly. If you have the pace to unlap yourself, then go do it. Do it safely. That's all. That's the only thing we ask.
Well, the thing is, too, is that with only 3 sets of tyres for the night as well, you always want to keep a set of tyres for that green-white checker last 5 to 10 lap situation. So really, they've got 2 sets of tyres. So Connor may have gone out a little bit hard early, and later in his run, if this does stay green, the other cars, Josh, Micklemore, Lockie, Ruben, and Dave Douglas, they can still catch up because they might have started saving a bit of their tyres earlier in the run and they're not pushing as hard as Dave Douglas makes the move onto Ruben Phelps to take 4th on the inside there, and Lockie's he's back.
He's just able to hold the momentum up on the high line there. It's 3 wide. Oh, that's tight. Lap traffic making a big old impact in this race. 3 wide on the exit. Oh, Dave Douglas is going to turn Mark Grocott. That's going to be a caution here tonight. That's the second caution of the evening. Dave Douglas trying to use the bag markers to his benefit. Gets loose on the exit of turn 2. Turns Mark Grocott into the outside wall. Mark Grocott really just minding his own business, running his own race, lap traffic, and just has been absolutely punted into the wall. It takes out, I think that was also Mark Cochran in the 15 car as well. We'll get a replay up for that. But yeah, that's a bit of an oopsie daisy.
I reckon he got touched by Rubes, which got him a bit loose, then got him into Mark, I reckon. Dodging from...
He definitely gets loose, whether it's a result of contact from Ruben. We're not able to see from that camera angle.
Far chase, I reckon. I reckon you'll get it on that.
We'll have a look. There looks to be a massive gap between Ruben and Dave Douglas. Let's run it back. Slow motion. As we see Dave Douglas, he's already sort of pitching there. Potentially a netcode contact there that gets him even more loose. Mark Grocott could have stayed a bit lower on the racetrack, but just ends up getting tagged into the outside wall. Mark Cochran, nowhere you can go, fella. And that will end potentially end Mark Grocot's race here tonight. As we'll jump back to live pictures. See what this means for your race leaders. I believe Connor Nixon's already gone down through pit lane.
So he's taken a set of tyres, and the other guys are staying out. This is what I was getting to before, was that could have went a little bit too hard too early. Now he'll be down in the field, and these guys here are going to keep soldiering along, because one caution can change everything.
You're absolutely right, Nigel. It's a lot of time management happens in the early stage of your run. You can dictate a lot of how the rest of your how you have to manage the rest of your stint. And Connor Nixon, he went hard from the gate, so his tires were definitely going to be feeling burned. Definitely going to be on the other side of worn at that point. As it's kind of good. We're just shy of a quarter of the way through this race. It'll be 60 laps being a true quarter of the race, so we're 20 laps shy of that. Probably not the mileage you want to get on your tires. I don't think Connor would have taken tires at this race at this point in the race, so maybe just topping up for fuel. It doesn't make sense, at least to me, to take tires at this stage in the race. You've got another 180 laps to go, and you've only got 2-3 sets of tires. If you want to save one, really, you've got to make one set of tires last around 120 laps. So,
do you think there's any point going to the pits and taking fuel? Do you reckon there's any benefit to it, especially with older tires as well? You wait and just stick to the numbers that you already have picked out pre-race.
It all depends. So if you pull in now, well, honestly, how far can you make a tank go? I think tanks last around a good 100 laps here. So, because it's such a short track, so possibly good moment to come down, fill up, have a shorter stop later in the race, or have a shorter amount of times spent in the pits if you just take fuel for your other stop. As we see the pace car come off. Lucky QJ, you've got the green flag. Takes off at the end of the box, so he gets a good jump over Dave Douglas there in second. His teammate Ruben Phelps, he's going to make a move up the inside, so we'll just hop on there. So should be an easy move here for Ruben Phelps, as we see Connor Nixon, just talking about him before, he's going to make a move down the inside. Shane Bowen as well makes another move. 555 going a little bit high. Don't really want to be hanging out there too much, as they're 3 wide in the background. Stagger 3 wide. It's all kicking off. They're 3 wide, nearly 4 wide. In behind the 31 car going around the outside of Henry King. Oh, it's getting a bit punchy at the back. Great racing. Absolutely great racing. There's another few cars. Henry King just opting to kind of shuffle his way back through the pack. Ron Thompson's going to try and look at the inside of Shane Bowen here on the bottom side of Alex Wilson as well. So 3 wide. Andy Barber, he's just going to try and make his way through as well. 555 is causing a bit of a congestion on that low side line on the exit of turn 2. Nothing too terrible, just checking up the lane, causing a bit of things. Andy Barber just popping out of existence, popping back in. That's his teammate Adam Malone going for a trip down the inside into the infield, but not going to get a caution for that, as he's off the racetrack and out of the way. So Adam Malone's probably going to go a lap down here. We're going to look at that contact in a moment. In just a moment. But it's all kicking off here at the second restart of the night. And here's what happened to
6 wide. Sorry. Yeah, we'll go look at the replay.
Sorry to jump in. No, this is what happened.
No, you're right. You're right.
Just a little bit of movement from the 555. Throws Adam off. Tries to get out of the way. Gets loose. He'll go into the infield wall. He won't bring out the caution, and he'll damage his own truck. So it's kind of it's a very big net loss here for Adam Malone. Now going to be carrying front right damage for the remainder of this stint, if not the remainder of the night.
Truck Series champion too, Adam Malone. He won the series last season, so
absolutely a very He's a very good driver, he's a bit down on his luck at the start of this season, so hopefully we'll be able to turn it around later on. But no, it's oh, Alex Wilson hard into the outside wall. That's going to be the third caution of the night. What has happened there? So here's Shane Bowen crashing as we look for what happened to Alex Wilson. So this is Shane Bowen.
Oh, he just got loose.
Alex Wilson just got really loose. It's going to collect Shane Bowen. It's Henry King involved as well. It's a massive checkup for the rest of the field. The car's still coming at it quite hard. But yeah, Alex Wilson definitely just losing it on the outside of turn 2. Getting light in the rear, just snapping up to the top of the track, hard into that outside wall. And then ricocheting back into the path of a couple of the cars, Shane Bowen included. So Shane Bowen, he's a good finisher normally, but he's been compromised here early. So we'll see what that does to the running order. I don't think it's done too much. That's the 034 car getting their lap back. That's Chris Stelmack. A couple of people down the pit lane. So John Bradshaw, Stephen Williams, Dean Powell, Angus Lawford, Adam Malone, Alex Wilson, Carl Whitney, and E.T. They're all down the pit lane. Henry King as well. Here tonight. That's 53 laps in. We're on our third caution of the night. Did have a really good green flag run earlier this race after our early caution where we saw Ron Thompson go for a bit of a spin at that same corner. We see Alex Wilson going for a spin at that same corner. Definitely a corner we're going to watch tonight. Definitely able to do that quite easily if you're not watching how hard you're pressing onto the throttle. So I expect at least a couple more cautions from similar kind of incidents. Luckily, it doesn't look like anyone's out of this race so far tonight, Nigel, so we do still have a full grid.
Yeah, I was just going to say, the last lot of pit stops, I reckon Connor took tyres because he smashed through that field. He was up 11 spots in 3 to 4 laps. So I'm starting to wonder if he did take tyres at that first stop where no one else did. So that's going to be interesting to see later on in the night to see if that comes back to bite him or not.
It depends how hard he wants to push. How hard do you want to push these tyres, Connor? That is the question. We're asking it to you. We're going to be watching you as well. We're gonna have a look at see if you get back in front of Dave Douglas and Lockie Cujo. Both really good drivers, so it's going to be a bit more effort to get past. If he does have a tyre advantage, it's going to make that a lot easier. As I almost sneeze. But I think you're right. I think he's taken tyres.
And let's not rule out the in 8th place, Matt Bailey. He's made his series debut for us tonight in the Truck Series, so he's one to watch as well coming out of 8th. He's made himself up. I think he started in 20th somewhere off the top of my head. Where did he start? He started in 11th, so he's back up where he was. I know he did drop down into 22nd or 23rd there earlier on in the race, so it's good to see him back up the front as we're looking like the lights are out and we're going green flag again.
Absolutely. It's always good to see a new face. He did start 11th tonight, you're right. It's always good to see a new driver, so we're not going to ride him out at the moment. He's in a good position to capitalise for the rest of this race. Andy Barber as well. We normally don't talk about him until late in a race because that's when he seems to pop up, but he's in the top 10 at the moment. His pace car is off. We're rolling towards that restart zone. Green flag is out. Lockie Cujo gets a good jump over Dave Douglas. Dave Douglas vulnerable here to Connor Nixon as he takes that run up the inside lane. Lockie Cujo moving high, getting that good arc into turn 1 and 2. Connor Nixon's going to clear Dave Douglas on the inside line. Ruben Phelps is there as we see someone tag the ball. I believe that was Andy Barber tagging the outside of turn 2. As we go for our first lap of the third restart of the night. Connor Nixon, he's going to make a move up the inside of Lockie Cujo here. So Connor Nixon not not taking any prisoners, wants to get into the lead of this race, and he will. He'll clear lock and QG on the inside, sorry, of exit of turn 2, and that'll be the race lead changed once more. Connor Nixon back to the front. We'll jump on board and look at Andy Barber. He's currently getting, he's under assault from the 117 car. That's Matt Bailey. So Matt Bailey, we're just talking about him, he's not one to be written off. Currently in front of Ron Thompson and just behind Andy Barber as we see Ron make a move up the inside of Bailey there. It's a little bit vulnerable there, Matt Bailey, just not getting the exit you really want, or the entry into turns 3 and 4 that you'd ideally want, and it's going to leave him high and dry on that outside line, ready for the 31 of Josh Micklemore to come through. No, Matthew Buddy's got a bit of a job to do right now, defending from Andy Barber. This is for P6 at the moment. So your top battles for the top 10 are ramping up at the moment. Ron Thompson has made his way back from that earlier caution. We didn't think he'd stay back too long, but he's back up. He was, I think, 16th at that last caution, now up to 6th position. Or 8th position, sorry. Andy Barber just getting a bit loose on the exit there. Ron Thompson's going to go through. He's going to be pushed by Josh Micklemore if he doesn't get a move on. So those two will make it clear. Andy Barber now dropping back to P9. And a lot of movement going around. A driver we haven't talked about much tonight, Brandon Griffiths for the Project 36 team. Great team to have in this series, and great guys to just have a chat with and drive around. So we enjoy having Project 36, but we've got a yellow out. We'll have to look for that. Thank you for calling that one, Nigel. I'm not too sure when that one popped up, but we'll go have a look at it. And this is the yellow flag here tonight. I think it's with Bradley Minshall. So we'll actually jump onto that one. I'll just watch it a little bit back. So here's Bradley Minshall in the 17 car. Just getting loose. Yep, exit of turn 2, comes down across the track, goes back high, gets tagged by a Project 36 car, and that's what's brought out the 4th caution of the night. So again, the exit of turn 2, claiming another truck here tonight at Richmond Raceway. It's a tricky little corner. Tricky to do, as I said. You don't get the power down right. You put it on too hard, you're gonna break that traction in the rear, and you're gonna slide. And if someone's right up your rear when you do that, you're probably gonna get sent for a little bit of a spin. All right, we're a quarter of the way through this race officially, and we're on to the 4th caution of the night. Hopefully, we're not gonna have 16 cautions for the rest of the day.
Let's hope not.
Going back to what Jason said in chat earlier, Legend says it was going green. Legend says it's anything but green at this stage in the race. Longest period of racing was around 30 laps. So hopefully we can return to that kind of racing. A lot of cars are going down the pit lane this time. Just to top off fuel, so the cars in the back of the field topping off their fuel. So making sure they can go a little bit longer in this race. So Nigel, you are the fact man. Have you got any facts about Richmond here tonight?
I haven't yet, but I'm working on it. Give me wait till the next caution, and I'll have some interesting facts about Richmond.
Next caution, and we'll have Richmond facts. Okay, we can make that work.
Yes. No. I'll have everything ready to go for the next caution. I'm having a few internet issues. That's probably why I've been a little bit quieter than normal. Is that I'm having a few internet issues here at the moment, and sometimes everyone's cutting in and out a little bit. So
no, you're all good.
Join on the YouTube, we've got Dorman, murdered him. He's very skillful from JMC. Yeah, he's a great driver, Aaron. When we get to the road courses, I think we're at Watkins Glen coming up. He will be a force to be reckoned with there. I think top Waffles and Dorman moving up. Let's go. Top 10 incoming. Let's hope so.
Yeah, Aaron Dorman and Henry King, both of the Jinx Shifters racing team. They're a definite force to be reckoned with come the road courses. I know Henry King, pretty sure he swept both road courses in the Xfinity Series playoffs last season. So he took both those race wins, making sure he got his way through to, I believe, the championship race.
He makes a good barbecue too, I hear. Aaron Dorman. He makes a good one. Into a good smoker, from what I hear. Might have
That
to
would
make the trip.
be,
Might have to make the
yeah,
trip down and have a barbie with him one day.
maybe. It'd be, but a good barbecue is unmatched. So if you can barbecue, you're immediately up there in my book. If you can't barbecue, then I'm not going to hold it that much against you, I guess. But pace car has its lights out. We're going green this time by, as we see the field stacked 2 by 2. Connor Nixon leads Lockheed Cujo, Ruben Phelps, Ryan Jones, Matthew Budd, Ron Thompson, Josh Micklemore, Andy Barber, Daniel Stevens, and John Bradshaw. Those are your top 10 here tonight. Connor Nixon, you have the field as of this restart zone. When are you going to go? There he goes, right in the middle of the box. Gets a good start over Lockheed Cujo on the outside line. The outside line hasn't been getting a good jump here tonight, so hopefully we can see that sort of ramp up a bit in intensity. If we're going to get cautions down at the wire, we definitely want to see someone just fire it off from that outside line. Connor Nixon, he's going to get a good start as Ruben Phelps and Lockheed Cujo. They trade positions here, not making it easy for either teammate, but I believe that's Ruben Phelps. Probably just let him through. Let him through, Lockie. Get going. Connor's absolutely scampering away. No, look, QJ is going to say, nope, this is my position, Ruben. You got to earn it. So Ruben Phelps, he's under threat from Ryan Jones as well on that outside. Ryan Jones just keeping that momentum up on the outside lane, just making sure he stays with him, stay near that rear quarter, get a good drive off the exit. There's not much Ruben can do. He can't extend out to the wall, so he can't get a good run out. He can't get that momentum that he needs to beat him to the next corner. So they're just going to go side by side for a bit, and Lockheed Cujo is going to be like, no worries, mate. We'll see you later. And Connor Nixon's done the exact same. So a lot of fighting here too wide is going to lead to a lot of drivers being able to make gaps where they else wouldn't. Ron Thompson as well on that outside line looking to make it his way by as we see Ryan Jones make that move stick on Ruben Phelps. Ruben Phelps getting absolutely bombarded here from that outside lane. Ron Thompson just tags the wall. A little bit too ambitious on the throttle there, Ron. We don't normally see that from him, but stranger things are happening every moment of this race. But yes, no, a lot of too wide racing at that. Matthew Budd just getting a little bit loose there in the background. Josh Micklemore getting up the inside of Andy Barber. Maybe going to help out Ruben Phelps. Ruben slots in behind Ron Thompson there on that outside. He's going to try and make that outside lane work a little bit better as he goes to go down to the inside, and Josh Micklemore says, no mate, that's my line, get out. We'll go for that inside run. Will he be able to do better than Ruben did on that inside? If there's anyone who can do it, I believe Josh Micklemore might be the man. As we have a look at what's happening through the rest of the field as Josh Micklemore makes that move stick on the inside, proving that it can be done, and showing Ruben Phelps, hey mate, you may be the previous season champion, but I got you here. I got you. So have a look around. What's happening down the back of the grid? So there is Matt Bailey. He's down to 13th as we see cars darting and dancing around on the inside. Carl Whitney involved in it. Brian Blundell, that's the car who was dancing around the track. Just behind them, you got Bradley Minshaw. He was the driver who pulled the last caution. As we're under the 5th caution of the night. Henry King involved. We'll jump on for a quick replay. So here's what happened. Here's not what happened. Where is Henry King gone? Here it is. This is what happened. Henry King comes darting in. Gets a bit loose on the exit of turn 2. Car sideways, perpendicular to the track. That's going to be a caution every day of the week. No contact with any other cars, so keeps it clean, but that's the 5th caution of the night. So 5th caution of the night here, around 80 laps into the race. We have not yet made it over halfway, and we're up to 5 cautions, so we're looking on track to set a new record here for the season. Highest caution count so far in the Truck Series has been 8 per race. We're 3 away from that, with still over halfway of this race to go, so my money's on around maybe 10 to 12 cautions. Definitely only possible on a short track. Short track's doing what short tracks do, caution after caution. Generally what happens, unless you get a good rhythm of green flag running. Unfortunately, we've been interrupted quite a few times tonight. Not able to capitalize on that earlier green flag period where we all had that calm and we were all racing and we got around. I know those who are in lapped cars at the moment are not complaining. They're getting their laps back. They're getting back on the lead lap. They're sitting pretty. They're sitting happy. And definitely the leaders, they're not too worried either. As Lockie Cugio and Ruben Phelps have elected to go down the pit lane in this caution. So they're taking tyres and probably taking tyres and petrol at this point, making sure they're set up for the rest of this race. They'll definitely have enough gas to make it to the end. No, I'm sorry, they may have enough gas to make it to the end. I'm not gonna speak to it. But yeah, it's gonna be an interesting race going forward, strategy wise. It's definitely throw out the book. Drive what you think's gonna work. So pace car lights are still on. We'll still be hanging out. Nigel.
Yeah, I'm back. I'm just back. I'm not sure what happened. I got disconnected, but I'm back now.
That is all right. You're back. Do you have a fact?
I do. Hang on. I did. The silly thing is, as soon as I started looking up my facts, my computer decided to have a hissy fit, and yeah, just anyway. 12. It's got some facts. What do we got now?
I feel like the computer's trying to sabotage our Nigel fact time. And I'm not for it. I'm not for this. This is ruining the Truck Series broadcast. We are all about facts. Oh my God. And this is it.
Here we go. Have you got time?
Yeah, we got time.
Okay.
On the last
the Jefferson Hotel, right, is in Richmond. Used to have live alligators in the pub up until the late 1940s. The last alligator to live in the hotel's pools died in 1948. So there you go. And today's guests are greeted at the entrance by a bronze gator statue. There you go. There's an interesting fact so far. I got that one quick. I'll get more organised as my computer's now decided to be nice.
That's all good. Connor Nixon's in the zone. He takes off from the restart zone as we go back to green flag racing here tonight. Ron Thompson's going to get a good launch up that inside line on Josh Mickelmore. Send him on the high line. Manages to keep that momentum up, Josh Mickelmore. Ron Thompson a little loose on the inside line. Manages to hold it this time, but does concede the place to Mickelmore. And Connor Nixon, he'll be darting away right now. Andy Barber's made his way up to 4th position, and he's making a move on Ron Thompson for 3rd. So he's on that outside, provisionally clear, or temporarily clear of Ron Thompson on the inside. Now he's made the move stick. Be looking to see what Andy Barber can do. He's had a rough start to the season. Not too many good performances so far. He does have a habit of just creeping up and finishing in the top 10. But you wouldn't have expected it with how some of his drives have gone, at least early on in races. So, despite all the hardship, he does make it work. He is a figure that we should see in the playoffs come the end of the season. And a good result here for him tonight would be absolutely what he needs to revitalize the season and get his playoff charge going. So, looking through the field, we'll have a look at see what's happening. Two wide action back here. This is the one. That's the. And as we jump to it, all pans out. The 236 is making a move up the inside of the 999 car, I believe. Yep, Dean Powell and Brandon Griffiths going at it there. Lockie Akujo coming through. He's probably got assume fresh rubber on. He's got a good start. Oh, the 999 car. He's gone out. And he's gone down at the exit of turn 2. Nearly took out Lockie Akujo, who manages just to skimper by. But the Dean Powell, he's the cause of the 6th caution here tonight at Richmond Raceway.
I just had the coolest fact, and then I pressed the button that made the screen go away. I'm like, oh, it's just not happening tonight.
Nigel is encountering severe technical difficulties on the fact department.
I think it's a me problem. It's human error.
It's human error. No, it's we know you're doing your best. We know there will be a fact coming soon. We'll hang out for it.
I had a good one too.
It's okay. We still have 150 laps, so I'm sure you'll be able to sneak it in. Get in there. So we're going to have a quick look at what happened to Dean Powell. So Dean Powell just coming off the exit of turn 2, locked in a battle with Brandon Griffiths. Good hard racing, just a bit too much on the power. Loses to the car, comes down the track, tags the inside wall, nearly collects Lockie Akujo as well. So Lockie Akujo makes his way through by the skin of his teeth. And he manages to survive another day. That was a very big moment, a very scary moment for Lockie Akujo as we see Carl Whitney getting his lucky dog this time by. So Carl Whitney back on the lead lap. And while we're under this caution, we're going to take the opportunity just to take a quick moment. We'll be back with you just before we go green. And we're back, as this time by we'll be going racing here tonight at Richmond Raceway, 6th caution of the night. Connor Nixon leads Josh Micklemore from Andy Barber, Ron Thompson, Stephen Williams making an appearance in the top 5, Angus Lawford, Dave Douglas, Matt Bailey, Brandon Griffiths and John Bradshaw your top 10. Pace cars off Connor Nixon. Again, you have the field at this restart zone. Where is he going to go? Late in the box this time. Waits up, checks up the entire field. No one expected him to go that late. Green flag probably came out before he even went. their Connor. So leaving it really late this time, trying to be a bit unpredictable on the restarts. He manages to clear the field and get out into that P1 spot. Ron Thompson's going to fall back. He's under threat from Stephen Williams and Andy Barber. Yeah, tonight Dave Douglas is making his way forward as well, fighting the 153 of Angus Lawford. Now trying to make his way past Ron Thompson as well. So Ron Thompson being hung up to dry. We're at our 7th caution here tonight. That happened back further in the pack. A lot of cars involved here tonight. So we'll jump on board. Yellow flag happened. Mark Cochran involved. So we'll have a look. Oh, that's a 013 car just getting up into the wall. So we'll have a look. David Lawler involved. So yellow flag.
Yeah, just look like the car.
Oh, that's not what you want to see. Shane Bowman clipping someone as well. Oh no, that's not Shane Bowman. That's the 213 of Ben Henniker involved as well, so he gets into that. So that's a 038 coming down the racetrack, making contact with the 013, and then a lot of chaos ensues. Mark Cochran, Marty Mitchell, Ben Henniker, Chris Stelmack, David Lawler, and Mark McNamara all caught up into that caution.
I thought the 34 got into the 013.
He did. He came down the racetrack. 034 came down the racetrack. 013 already there, trying to go up the inside. Just disappearing gap at that point. And then 038 seems to have turned himself across the nose. And then that's kicked off a big chain reaction of cars getting involved in that wreck. So 7th caution of the night as we approach halfway. So we're just under halfway tonight. A lot of interesting incidents have happened so far. We're at 7. We're nearly at equal with our all-time cautions. So I'm really wanting these drivers to prove me wrong, Nigel, and be like, no, this is it. This is the last caution of the night. The rest of this race, we're going green.
Let's hope so. There's just a lot of skill errors happening out there tonight, but I guess it's short track racing. It's going to happen. Sometimes I think super speedways and short track races are both as bad as each other as far as cautions go. But it's part of NASCAR, unfortunately. We could all just do the one track all the time. It does get boring, and it doesn't help your skill level. So if you want to become a champion of any series, doesn't matter trucks, Xfinity, or the qualifying, or the national championships, you've got to be good on all surfaces and all styles of tracks. So
absolutely,
yeah,
absolutely right there, Nigel. It's you got to have these skills in your skill set if you want to make your way through, especially that top split of the qualifying series. It's going to be hard racing. It's going to be good hard racing. There's going to be a lot of drivers wanting to get to maximize their points every chance they get. They're going to need these skills. They're going to have to be able to make it work on a short track. They're going to have to make it work on a super speedway. They're going to have to know what they need to do in every aspect of this competition to get the most out of their car and put their best foot forward to get into that top 30.
I think it's time for an interesting fact about Richmond. Have we got time, right?
Yeah, we do have time. We always have time for a fact. Don't ask me these stupid questions, Nigel.
Richmond has been recognised as being a foodie city. Now, the city also claims the invention of the sailor sandwich, which includes pastrami, knockwurst, Swiss cheese, mustard on rye bread.
That sounds like a really good sandwich. No, I didn't know that, but that sounds like a good sandwich.
Yep.
As we see the pace car come off, Connor Nixon has the field, goes middle of the zone this time by, changing it up every time, just trying to get the rest of the competition behind him a bit off foot. Just keep them thinking, make sure they're not not going to be able to predict your jump and get a good launch with you. So you can get that gap, make them fight for position behind, get an even bigger gap, and skip the scamper away. Get a good run, get off. So Nixon, he'll lead Mickle more. Williams is on the outside of Barber. He'll make that move stick on the exit of turn 3. Oh no, Andy's making a run back through. So he carry momentum off the corner, be able to carry it down into the inside of turn 1 and 2. Ron Thompson's right up his chuff, so he doesn't want to make a mistake here on the exit of turn 2. Pretty easy place to do it. We've seen a lot of drivers do that here tonight, but Stephen Williams, he'll clear Andy on the bottom line, so he can come down if he wants. Andy Barber, he's going to try and make another attack. He's going to fall short. So Andy Barber now fighting Dave Douglas on that outside line. He hasn't got the run he wants, so Dave Douglas, bit of an advantage here, just keeping his momentum up, building it lap after lap on that outside line. Eventually, you should be able to see Dave Douglas get clear here on the run down to turn 3 and 4, and he does. So Andy Barber and Matt Bailey, he's sprung up out of the weeds. He's now up into P6. Ryan Jones is also making his way back into the top 10. He's currently P7. Ron Thompson's getting shuffled aside. Started this race in P2. Ron Thompson down 6 positions at the moment. A big mover behind him is Angus Lawford in the 153 car. He started down all the way in, I believe, P32. He's up 23 positions for a P9 run at the moment. Ruben Phelps, your previous season champion, he's coming to make that a 22 position gain instead of a 23 position gain for Angus Lawford, as we see Ryan Jones and Matt Bailey swap positions down into turn 1. And it's all getting a bit calmer at the front of the field. So Connor Nixon is well and truly away. Stephen Williams made his way into second, and so far doesn't have an answer. Josh McElmore, he's chilling in third. Dave Douglas is in fourth, trying to make a move around the outside. Not quite going to get it. Gets loose. The pace is very hot here tonight, Nigel.
I was going to say, like, I'm watching here, and I'm just like, these guys are pushing it. There's no just counting down laps here. They're going straight. They're trying to win it now.
It's a bit of an interesting strategy considering how the night's gone so far. A lot of green flag, caution, green flag, caution, green flag, caution kind of running. But hey, I'm happy. I'm hoping we have seen the last. The tide is broken. And we're now onto the green part of this race, but I'm not holding out, but I'm keeping that one close to my chest. I've said it now, so at some point there is going to be another caution. It's just going to come. It's going to spite me, Nigel. It's going to spite me. It's going to be like you thought, and I'm going to sit here looking like a plum.
I was going to say the pace. These top guys at the front, they're having a go.
They are. We also have moves happening even further on back. So we have Brian Blundell making a move on Shane Bowen. He's up to P18. So a lot of fighting, no matter where you are in this pack. As we see Mark Cochran's on the inside. I believe he's coming out of the pit lane. Either that or he's gone down there by accident.
034 is back on the track now, though. We won't have a caution.
So no caution, just had a little incident for the 034 car. That's Christelle Mark. So not the night Christelle Mark wanted to have. There's
a good battle going on between Ruben Phelps, the Project 36 cars, Ron Thompson and Matthew Butter. They're having a good fight.
So Matt Bailey just getting caught on that outside line, losing all his momentum, and the 2 SRM Motorsports cars are going to sneak their way through. Matt Bailey's going to have another crack at Matthew Budd here. He's going down the inside, carries his speed in, gets alongside. Just a little bit tentative on the power, manages to keep it side by side coming out of the corner. Lots of room given, a lot of respectful racing right now. Down to the inside, carry the speed. Come on, get foot power. Connor Nixon's around. That's your race leader. Connor Nixon into the wall in the exit of turn 2. This is a big moment in the race. That was your race leader. Connor Nixon crashed out. Turn 2. I have a feeling this is going to be a completely unforced error as we jump on board And see what happened with Connor Nixon.
Just
Down inside. Oh, he's lost connection. And that's a massive impact through the corner. It has to be hardware. Has to be something. Went into that corner way too hot. Disappeared for a moment in time. Came back and he was sideways. He was always going to the wall. So Connor Nixon, hard impact into turn 2. That may be a night over for the race leader here tonight. Yeah, Connor Nixon, he's in pit lane. I believe it was a tow. So he will not be taking any more. He will not be partaking in any more of tonight's evening here at Richmond Raceway as we're coming up to the halfway point of this race. We have a new race leader. That is Stephen Williams, leads Josh Micklemore, Ryan Jones, Dave Douglas, Andy Barber, Ruben Phelps, Matthew Budd, Matt Bailey, Lockie Akujo, and Angus Lawford. Now, that's a big moment in this race. So this is the 8th caution of the night. We're tied for our all-time most number of cautions, and unfortunately it was one of the cars with the most amount of pace here tonight. Connor Nixon looked pretty confident to claim a second win of the season, but alas, some issues arose and he's now out of this race.
I think it's time for an interesting fact.
It's definitely time for an interesting fact, Nigel. It's always time for an interesting fact, Nigel. Whenever you have an interesting fact, I just want to hear it. I live for that on a Friday night.
Matty Raymond's just put a thing on the YouTube channel saying he's hungry now because of my sailor sandwich. Now, I think he'd be getting thirsty as well because in Richmond, it's the first place that's ever sold a canned beer. It was firstly in 1935. Canned beer was made commercially available for the first time, and it's known as the beer capital of the world.
So, you're telling me they invented canned beer? This had to be just after Prohibition, right? It would have been around the right time, just after Prohibition.
I don't know.
In the States as well.
I'm not sure about that, but
definitely would have been contentious if it was just after Prohibition, because a lot of I know a lot of alcohol is a bit of a taboo subject. Funnily enough, moonshine runners, those were the I believe the early sort of inspirations for NASCAR racing, where moonshine runners racing around in their old Ford Model 1s. So definitely a relative fact there. I'm not going to even argue with it. It's relevant. It's relevant to the sport, at least from my
and I was going to say, if we got another time, I've got another interesting fact.
We have time. You shoot us through.
We have time. Okay. Rat basketball is a thing in Richmond. Believe it or not, rodents playing basketball
basketball
is actually a spectator sport at the Science Museum. These conditions, rats play on a tiny court and work to pull a tiny ball through the equally tiny hoop. For the details of how and why, you'll just have to go there and check it out for yourself.
Fair enough. Stephen Williams, the race is yours. Go when you want. Leaves it to the end. Everyone else kind of went behind him, including his teammate Ryan Jones. You'd think they'd have that one a bit more synced up to get a good launch, but now it's going to be the DPR boys of Stephen Williams, Ryan Jones. They're going to take the command of this race, so at this point I'd say it's going to be pretty controlled. Josh Micklemore, you're going to have to work pretty hard to get past these two cars. Dave Douglas, you're fourth. Ruben Phelps, Andy Barber, Matt Bailey and Matthew Budd both going at it. Matthew Bailey going to win out this time. Oh no, Matthew Budd may sniff the inside. No, he's going to check up. He's going to relinquish the position. Angus Lawford on the outside of Lockie Akujo as well. He's going to try and make a move around the outside. 0-3 car under attack from 3 car. You see the one? That's John Bradshaw and Adam Malone going at it. Daniel Stevens just sniffing in the background, waiting for something to happen. Maybe sensing an opportunity to get a position here, either on the inside or the outside line, as they keep trading positions on the timing tower. Shane Bowen's had a pretty average night. He's normally up the front and normally in contention for the top 10 position. He's not too far out of it at the moment, so there's still a chance he gets up there. But at the moment, he's just sitting down in 14th position. There's Ron Thompson as well, just back in the thick of it. Behind Bradley Minchell and Dean Powell. He's going to try and make it 3 wide here to split the 2 down the middle. Clears Bradley Minchell on the outside. Should have a nice run on Dean Powell. He's going to be challenged into turn 1. Carl Whitney moves down to the low side, just blocking the run of Dean Powell. Lets the door open for Ron Thompson on the outside. He's going to relinquish that position. Not going to fight it too hard. Knows Ron's probably a faster driver than he is. Probably has a faster car too. So Ron Thompson, he'll get clear. He's now back up to P18. And Ryan Jones took the lead over Stephen Williams, who's now under attack from Josh Micklemore, who's now moved up, potentially into P2. We'll have to see how it goes. Now he's cleared Stephen Williams on the inside line, and he's into P2. We saw Dave Douglas also get loose on the exit of 3 and 4. A little bit loose there again, back on the exit of 3 and 4. So he's getting a little bit loose. Probably hasn't changed his tyres in quite a number of laps now. Andy Barber's under attack from Matthew Budd. Matthew Budd a little loose, can't quite hold it. Lets Andy re-establish himself on that bottom line. And Matt Bailey gets a chance to attack Matthew Budd on the outside as well. So a lot of racing here for the top 10. A lot of hard racing here for the top 10 as well. And Matt Bailey gets forced up to the top line. Matthew Budd sends it in, tries to make the bottom line work. Ooh, little bit of contact there. Gets a little loose. Matthew Budd just pressing the issue. He wants this position. Andy Barber is just standing there, immovable rock that he is, just not letting him by. As we pass the halfway point in this race, Ryan Jones leads Josh Micklemore, Stephen Williams, Ruben Phelps, Dave Douglas. Andy Barber in 6th position, Matthew Budd 7th, Matt Bailey in 8th, 9th and 10th, Lachlan Accujo and Angus Lawford, respectively. So, a couple of drivers out tonight. Connor Nixon, massive crash just then that brought out the 8th caution of the night. Was leading the race, had a bit of a technical issue, and is now out of this race, as well as Mark Cochran. He's out of this race due to contact earlier on in the night. And Wilson, looks like Alice Wilson's also in the pit lane. Not out of this race yet, but it has not resurfaced for the better part of half an hour at the moment. So he looks to have his race all but done and dusted here tonight. So we have a look at what's happening. It's a bit of a brawl at the back at the moment. It's an absolute brawl. It's 3 wide. Nearly 3 wide. Oh, gonna be 3 wide. Oh, door just closes at the end. They managed to pull out and think the better of it, but my, it's getting scrappy at the back of the pack for P23, P22 of all places. ET just holding on here. They're all going for it. Every position matters here tonight. Oh, as we see the 236 just get up the inside, just moves slightly under the 555, gets them a bit spooked, gets the run on the inside, carries some momentum. The 555 is going to send it in on the outside. Oh, maybe a bit too much, washes high. They'll let 236 through. Triple one's going against the 117. That's Colin Burns on Bradley Minchell. It's kicking off. Brandon Griffiths there making a move on Aaron Dorman, the barbecue king, I believe. As we'll start to come to know him. He'll make his way through. So Brandon Griffiths is on a charge at the moment for the Project 36 to 36. I'd say that one 10 times quickly. I don't think he can. As we jump up, so Andy Barber's the next car closest. He's got another Project 36 car of Angus Lawford behind him. Angus Lawford having a great race here tonight at Richmond. We move on, but I think it's time to get a lap or two with one of the front runners. So we're going to hop on board with Angus Lawford, just from his cockpit, and see his perspective of his challenge on Andy Barber. Well, that was a pretty quick challenge as Angus Lawford made it up the inside of Andy Barber and has now cleared him on the exit of turn 4.
Like I say every week, sometimes I just think like Andy parks his car in the stand and then comes out for the last like 80 laps because he's always there.
Absolutely. He's almost there. He's under attack right now, so he's got a lot of pressure here. Like John Bradshaw, he's just beating him. Andy will come over the line in P10 that time by, but Bradshaw's like knocking at the door. He wants to come through. He's going to throw it down the inside and try and make a move stick. He also got the help of Daniel Stevens, race winner here as well. So Daniel Stevens has locked himself into the playoffs. He has won a race. So doesn't need to contest this one too heavily if it starts to look like it's getting hairy. But definitely kind of wants to get Andy making a move on in that high line, as we see Ron Thompson coming back from deeper in the field yet again tonight. So Ron Thompson, he will try and make his way through, kind of at the mercy of Bradshaw and Stevens at this point. Whatever they do and however long they want to go side by side, and Andy's kind of a cork at the moment. I believe these guys would have a bit more pace if they could get by, but Andy's doing a stellar job here at just holding that sort of second groove and making sure they can't get by. We'll jump back up with our race leader. That's Ryan Jones. He's got an absolute whopping lead of 2.2 seconds over Josh Micklemore, who leads Jones's teammate Stephen Williams. Another really good driver here this season. Hasn't picked up a win yet. We do expect him to pick one up at some point this season. In the trucks. I know he's won in the Xfinity Series.
Who's that, Stevie Williams?
Stevie Williams, yep.
I think he won 3 races last season, and then I think he had a few commitments that he couldn't make the playoffs. So he can he's a multiple winner in the series. Always up the front. Him and Ron Thompson had some awesome battles in season 1. But Ryan Jones, he's off and racing. He's out of there.
Absolutely. So Andy Barber has been passed by Angus Lawford, Daniel Stevens, and Ron Thompson. Also passed by John Bradshaw and Shane Bowen now. So Andy Barber just dropping back within the order, probably at near the end of his tyres life. Did stop on lap 40, so would not be surprised if he's still on that same set of tyres from back then, and he'll be waiting until he gets either another caution or we have to make a green flag pit stop at the end of this race. Now, I, for one, would be very excited to see a green flag pit stop.
I reckon it'd be awesome.
I don't think we've seen one yet this season, have we?
Not that I can remember, but I'm kind of hoping for some green flag pit stop because I've got real interesting facts for the next yellow. So hopefully we can stay green.
I think the last green flag stop we had was at last week at Michigan. Where we had Scott Rankin and Jason Holdsworth come down, and then Jason Holdsworth didn't have his fuel top up, is what we found out later on, and had to come back down again. That put Scott Rankin in a good position to win on the road. And then we have that final caution, which made last week also excited. You can check that replay out on our YouTube and our Twitch channels.
I've got a question for you, Bryce.
Yes, go ahead.
Can you, with your ladder thing or your timing screen, show how many laps people's tyres are
on? No, it can't.
It can't?
I can show you the car logo though. I can also show you I can show you their best time, their last time, and the gap. Unfortunately, it doesn't have the option to show the pit time. However, we do have the option to bring this up, which shows your pit strategy
there we go.
of your top 5. So Ryan Jones, he did 70 laps before coming in, and he's done 69 at the moment. Josh Mickelmore, he stopped on lap 40. He's done 107 on his lap this time by. Williams, he's had a bit of a split strategy. 49 laps, then came back in for a period, and then came back out for an 83 lap run. And then you have both Phelps and Budd, both SRM teammates, so it doesn't surprise me they're both 78 to 69 apiece. So that's for your top 5. You can go check out the rest of your top 10 as well. So Lockie Akujo, again, SRM Motorsports, 78 and 70 now. Bailey, he stopped lap 63, so he's been running for 84 laps on his 3rd stint, I believe. Douglas, he's 64.84. Lawford is 52.96, and then Stevens, so that's Daniel Stevens, sorry, was 40, then 670, then 40. And here's Ron Thompson, he's got 40, 73, then 30. So a lot of different strategies at the moment. It's an interesting wing. We can also check how long they were in the pits. So it was a 14.2 second stop for Jones. So he's the fastest out of everyone in the top 5 at the moment. So
It'd be interesting to see, like, if we stay for a long green flag run here.
It will be.
Would most have 2 sets of tyres left, or would they have 1 set of?
I think a handful of them have 2 sets of tyres left, as we see Ron Thompson just holding off Angus Lawford and Daniel Stevens here into turn 1. Angus Lawford going to try and make the outside lane work. Doesn't really commit to it. Ron slides up the track, says, no way, Sonny Jim, you're not getting by on the outside there. And just manages to keep Angus Lawford at bay. Forces him to lose position there to Daniel Stevens, who really thinks he can make that inside lane work. Tries to get the power down on the outside. He leaves gap there. Probably could have pushed to the wall. Maximized his run out of the corner, but alas, he's let Ron Thompson just sort of sneak away. He's top 10 now, Ron Thompson, into P9.
Now,
top 10 is quite divided.
My calculations with my practice that I've done here, you can get 100 laps to a tank on a green flag. So some of these could be coming to pit road soon, knowing they can make it to the end.
Absolutely. It's Angus Lawford. That's not Angus Lawford. That's a 013 car. He's a lap car coming through. I don't even think it's a lap car. I'm trying to figure out where the 013 is on the racetrack. 013, yeah, David Lawler, lap car. He's trying to make his way through everyone in the front. Either that or they're making their way by him. I think it might be the latter of the 2 options, just considering how he's dropped off Daniel Stevens. So, David Lawler for Project 36, not having a great race here tonight, but still in it, still ready to pick up points. If another caution comes out, he is the first car a lap down, so he will get his lap back. As we watch Ryan Jones lap Alex Wilson, who's returned to the race track after a 38-minute pit lane service time. So I believe that may have been an engine that he's gone down, and he's decided, I'm going to repair this and I'm going to get back out there and finish this race. So hats off to Alex Wilson for having the patience and drive to fix that car and get back out on the racetrack. I know there's a lot of people who certainly would have seen that and been like, that's my night done and dusted, and they would have gone off and done other things. But big props to him for sticking it out there and returning to the racetrack. As Angus Lawford, he's dropped off and he's popped back in, so a bit of connection issues there for Angus Lawford. Drops a position to Shane Bowen. Lucky to not cause an issue. We saw V8 Vets the other night. They had an issue similar to that, where someone popped back in and they popped inside someone and they got ejected out to the side of the racetrack. So we're lucky we didn't have that happen here tonight. And,
it's good to see. Yeah, Ryan Jones, he's put on a performance tonight, and Ron Thompson back in the ninth as well. He had that spin on the second lap and went down to the back, and he's made his way back up into the top 10, which is great to see.
Absolutely. It was never in doubt that Ron Thompson would make a reappearance in the top 10. He's got the speed, he's got the car, and definitely saw how it was working for his Nitro teammate Connor Nixon before that moment around 80 laps ago. So We're about 80 laps to the end of this race, so 2/3 of the way done. Gonna look at seeing if we get some green flag stops soon. I know Ryan Jones, we'll bring it up again. He's on 82. Behind him's Josh Micklemore, who's done 120 laps. That's also including cautions. So any fuel saved under cautions is just going to help extend it. But Josh Micklemore probably on the cusp of looking at maybe coming down the pit lane in the next 10 to 20 laps.
I reckon pit stops are starting now. I think the 1-5-3 of Angus Lawford has come into pit road.
It is. Angus Lawford's coming into the pit lane.
So the pit stop cycle has started. Then Josh Micklemore is coming in as well. The 31 is on his way in.
So 31's in this time by. We'll have to see who else makes a move to pit lane. Stephen Williams, probably the next candidate. He stopped on lap 64. It's been about 100 laps for Stevie Williams, so I wouldn't be surprised if he jumps on down. His teammate Ryan Jones is lap 78, so he's got a while until he comes in. But a lot of activity, well, a bit of activity to start going down the pit lane right now.
Dave Douglas in the 10, I think he might be heading to pit lane very shortly. I heard something on the radio that he might be heading down.
Absolutely. Well, I'll let you report it as you hear it. Pit reporter Nigel Cedar over here, giving us all the latest updates on who's coming down pit lane. Oh, Ron Thompson's been tagged by Daniel Stevens. Oh no, that's not what you want to see. So Daniel Stevens just tags Ron Thompson. I don't know if Ron got a little bit loose and had to check up, and Daniel Stevens just wasn't ready for it. Luckily, there's not. It doesn't look like there's a lot of damage to Ron Thompson's car, so he will still be good. Lost a lot of momentum though. So down on the inside, Marty Mitchell comes out of the pit lane this time by.
And Andy Barber, he's into pit lane.
Yes, Andy Barber is.
He's in, followed by the Marty Mitchell. He's on his way to pit lane.
Marty Mitchell just came out, but he must have
just come out.
Go back in. Yeah,
I think he went back in. Yep, he's John Bradshaw in the 3. He's pitting in this lap.
So there's John Bradshaw. He pulls in, makes a good stop.
It looks like
Dean Powell's also in.
Josh Micklemore is. Oh, we got a yellow. That's just. Oh,
yellow flag now. That's gonna hurt anyone who's just pitted.
They'll
be trapped not 1 but 2 laps down. So Andy Barber, I believe anyone who just pitted may be alright, but anyone who came back out onto the racetrack and lost 2 laps, sorry, they're gonna be in a bit more pain and a bit more trouble here.
No, so who did that catch out?
I believe it caught out. Micklemore, Angus Lawford got caught. Andy Barber as well, he's caught a lap down. John Bradshaw, Dean Powell, all drivers who came down just before the yellow flag came out, and they've been caught. So it was Matthew Budd, I believe, who actually may have been a earlier incident with Mark Grocott. So Mark Grocott here just gets into it. That's raw. That's Ron Thompson.
Huge.
That's a massive incident. We're gonna look at it again.
I was gonna say, can we come back?
013 just gets into the rear quarter of the 73, just drifting up the track ever so slightly. Tag that right rear quarter. Ron Thompson nowhere to go. Gets launched over. Does a full roll. Catch fence saves him from going into the crowd. Nose grinds on the wall. It's not the Olympics skating, unfortunately, so we can't give him a gold medal, but that's a very unfortunate night for Ron Thompson. I believe that will be his night done and dusted there. That's severe damage to that number 22 car. And we'll jump back live. So this is done a bit of a this has given a bit of a shake up to the order. So Brandon Griffiths, he'll be your race leader now, and followed by Ryan Jones and Stephen Williams. I believe we'll see a bunch of drivers. Yeah, a bunch of drivers have pitted this lap, or in the last 2 laps. So lap 168, Ryan Jones, Stephen Williams on back all the way down through till ET. Brandon Griffiths elected not to come down pit lane. He pitted on lap 113. So he may have enough juice to last until the end of the race and may just be trying to hang on. Every other driver will probably have should have taken tyres that last stop. 14.5 transit time for Ryan Jones, 15 seconds for Stephen Williams, and then on back we have times ranging between 14.3 to 15.1. So definitely in the time frame for bolting a fresh set of tyres on. I think that's going to be a smart call to finish out the last, what is it? 50, 60 laps of this race. Oh, not 50. We're a bit more. We're about 70 laps away from the end of this race. So 9th caution here tonight. A couple cars we have lost, and there's about 17 cars a lap down, or either a lap down or out of the race. Connor Nixon, Mark Cochran, and Alex Wilson, they're all out of tonight's race. Alex Wilson did rejoin the racetrack after a 40-minute repair time. Decided to call the night. Car obviously not having the speed in it anymore, not being pleasant to drive, and I don't blame him. It was a valiant effort to get out there and do a lap or so in that broken car, but alas, it's just not his night. Brandon Griffiths has control of the field. Goes around the middle of the box, and he gets good jump on the DPR drivers of Ryan Jones and Stephen Williams. Ruben Phelps there, your reigning Truck Series champion, on the outside line. Trying to bring a contest to Stephen Williams there. So we see the field make their way through turn 2. Dave Douglas going to try and make it 3 wide as Brandon Griffiths. He hasn't got the tyres, he hasn't got the traction. There's no point fighting it. He's going to make it 3 wide though on the exit of turn 4 for Dave Douglas and Matt Bailey, who are both going to make their way through. Dave Douglas sends it into turn 1. Has to pull it up pretty hard. Matt Bailey gets an opportunity to get a run on down to turn 3. He'll send it in. Daniel Stevens almost makes contact. 10th caution out. Happened to further in the back of the pack. Another rough night at the office. I believe that was Colin Bruns and Ben Heckner. They're both involved. We'll jump on board. So Colin Bruns, Ben Heckner will go through. It's Dean Powell just getting into the back of Colin Bruns, turning him around into Ben Heckner. Luckily, most of the traffic made its way through that middle, and we didn't see a massive pile up. But yeah, there's 999 involved with the 111 and the 213, all involved in that one. Ron Thompson is out on track, so he's making sure to stay out, pick up as many points as he can as well. So it's good to see Ron Thompson back out on circuit. Yeah, he's had a tough night tonight. First incident was one he probably put his hand up and say that's my bad, but the second one he just had no option, nowhere to go, got sent for a ride in probably one of the world's most scariest roller coasters, and now has to deal with a damaged truck for the last 60 or so laps here tonight. Nigel, what is your opinion of tonight's race, and how do you feel about it so far?
Interesting.
Interesting? Yeah, definitely has been.
It's been an interesting night. A lot of, I'll be honest, there's a lot of these. Yeah, I won't say anything. I'll stay neutral and call it as it is. We're in our 10th caution. We've got how many laps to go now? 70 laps to go. So
around 63. Yeah.
Got the teammates at DPR 1 and 2, Ruben Phelps in 3rd, Dave Douglas and Bailey in 5th, Daniel Stevens in 6th, Brendan Griffiths from Project 36 in 7th, Bowen in 8th, Bud in 9th, and Gilbert rounding out the top 10. This is going to be an interesting finish. Yeah, those DPR cars looking good tonight. And yeah, Dave Douglas, he's putting on a show as well, which is great. This is hopefully we can have a green flag run to the end.
Yeah, absolutely. It'd be nice to get 60 or so laps under green. Definitely got the legs in these cars to be able to go 60 laps. So if we can make that work, gentlemen, that'll be great. We're on our 10th caution tonight, so this is the all-time high for this season. 10 cautions. Previous record before that was 8. So we'll be looking towards Martinsville to see if we can either break it or do better. And if we do better at Martinsville, then I might have to do something to celebrate that occasion. If we get less than about 15 cautions at Martinsville, then I'll do something to celebrate. But we'll pray that it comes true, and we'll hope the drivers here tonight are going to settle down, get ready, last 60 laps. You don't have to win it in the first 5 here on the run home. Just get yourself in a good position, get set up, make sure you're in a good position. Come the last 20 to 30 laps, then make your move. So with 2x2 double stack, pace car lights are out. We'll be resuming race time this time around. 60 laps to go. Ryan Jones will have command of the field. So command of the field coming into that Geico restart zone. So for the 11th time tonight, we'll go racing once more. As we wait, they're rolling, they're in the zone, and the green flag is out, and we're away. Ryan Jones leads Stephen Williams down to turn 1. Ruben Phelps got a good start on that inside line as well. Going to make a challenge on Stephen Williams inside down here into turn 1. Carries the speed, carries the momentum into turn 1. Gets a good drive off turn 2. A little bit of a wiggle. Going to force him to slot in behind of Stephen Williams on the run down to turn 3. Matt Bailey's got a challenge from Dave Douglas on the outside. Dave Douglas just going to clear Matt Bailey temporarily. I wouldn't be surprised to see Matt Bailey poke it down the inside and try and make a challenge. As we see Daniel Stevens getting a bit feisty on the outside lane there as well. Daniel Stevens, and the yellow flag's out for the 11th time tonight. Caution is out once more here at Richmond. We didn't even go more than 2 laps. So that was Aaron Dorman involved as we get a replay. So on board with Aaron Dorman. Run this through quarter speed. We're going to see what happens here tonight. I believe we're just going to run it through at full speed. It seems it's a long way to the top before we rock and roll. Gets involved, tags, I think, the 034, and just spins it. A good avoidance from the rest of the field behind just to not smack into that car, which took up nearly a third of the racetrack there, especially in a zone where the car is really loaded and you don't have too much control to make a sharp reaction turn like that. So well done to the rest of the field. Unfortunately, that is the 11th caution of the night, so we're paving our way for that record, stamping our way into history. And we'll wait for another couple laps, and we'll go again. So as the 11th caution rolls around tonight, we're going to take a moment, and we'll be back with you just before we roll into what hopes to be our final green flag run of the night.
Beautiful.
as we join you again, as we're about to roll into, pace car's about to roll into the pit lane. So Ryan Jones leads Stephen Williams, Ruben Phelps, Dave Douglas. With green flag, Ryan Jones gets a good launch with his teammate. Ruben Phelps and Dave Douglas lacking a little bit behind, so they're not going to be able to pose a challenge in turn 1. Turn 3 maybe, if they can sort themselves out in P3 and P4. Ruben Phelps will clear Dave Douglas on the inside this time. Going to try and mount a challenge for the DPR boys. Ruben Phelps, if anyone can do it, it's him. And the yellow flag's out again for the 12th time tonight. 12th caution. We have got 52 laps remaining tonight. And we may be doing them 3 laps at a time. So we'll get a look at what happened for the yellow flag. I believe it was Chris Stelmark involved. So we're going to take our time. We're going to find Chris Stelmark. So Chris Stelmark here just... Oh, it was the 364 actually involved. So we'll find the 364. And we'll have a look at this one again. So that's 364 of Mark McNamara. Just going into turn 3. Gets absolutely pile drive by Brandon Griffiths in the 236 car. That's an overshoot of a corner if I've ever seen one. That's probably a slam dunk penalty at the review board. So, Brandon Griffiths, you're going to be up against it come the end of this race. It methinks. And that's the 12th caution of the night. Pretty slam dunk there. Not much else to say about it. 12th caution tonight. 50 laps to go. We'll go green. Not too far. Bit of a relief for one of our drivers who got caught out earlier, who stopped on green flag and had to take a lap down in the pit lane. Andy Barber, he's now back on the lead lap, so he can start making his way back towards the front. At this rate, he'll probably make his way back into the top 10. So we're 50 laps from home. 12th caution of the night. It's scarily close to looking like we're going to have 6 cautions. I think it's around 6 cautions for every quarter of the race. We're just on that sort of cut line, so potential for a lot more to kick off in a very short amount of time. Hopefully we can make it further than 2 laps of racing this time by, but once again, as we roll to green, we're going to take a short break and be back with you in a moment. As we join you again, we're going to get this pace car off the circuit and we're going to get racing again. 13th time for the night. Ryan Jones will have the field in the Guy Car restart zone. Green flag is out. Ryan Jones gets a good launch. Stephen Williams as well as DPR teammate on that outside line. Looks like these guys are just going to control the race from here. Not going to have to work too hard if the status quo keeps on throwing cautions. But hopefully we've got them all out of our system now, and we can go racing it for the rest of the night. It's starting to run us through all our fun facts. Like, we didn't want to use too many of them. Nigel has worked hard to find his Richmond fun facts, and every caution, if we keep dropping a fact, we'll be having to pay Nigel overtime for his fact-finding skills. Watch Ryan Jones skip away.
It's time to have some ice cream. I'm waiting for my ice cream.
It is. Oh, it's ice cream time. Nigel has the best ice cream as well, by the way. Milk from your cows into this puller. If I get this wrong and I say it's the best ice cream and it's not even ice cream made from your milk.
You're right. You're right.
Now, buller ice cream's my favorite. It's a staple in our own house. As we see 31 of Josh Mickelson making his way through the field. Shane Bowen as well. He recovered from what would be a pretty average night, and he's up in P8. So Micklemore, he's in P9, so he's going to try and make his way back to the front. Did get caught out by that caution earlier on. It's Andy Barber who's making it in, and we've got the 13th caution of the night. I believe that was Mark McNamara involved. So Mark McNamara coming into this, got caught up in the last one, caught up in this one. I think that's another getting loose or potentially another tag. That's heavy contact to the right front tire. So watch that one again, just from the far chase view, and we'll see what happens here. So he's got the 153 in behind. Nope, just gets loose, then gets a tag, and then gets spun around. Smack. There's your front right damage, and that's another shunt for Mark McNamara, involved in the 12th caution of the night, and now in the 13th caution of the night. So, once again, back under caution. We're going to have about 40 laps to go in this race, come the end of this caution period. So, Ryan Jones leads Stephen Williams, Ruben Phelps, Matt Bailey, Dave Douglas, Daniel Stevens, Matthew Budd, Shane Bowen, Josh Micklemore, and Brian Blundell. Those are your top 10. Tim Blundell, he's in the top 10 for the first time this evening, up 18 spots from where he began. So a good drive there for the number 4 car of Tim Blundell. Josh Micklemore, he's made a good recovery after being caught out in that caution earlier on in the race, and he's back up into the 9th position with a good chance at running into the top 5 come the end of this race. You also have a good chance of Matt Bailey working his way forward into contention for a podium finish as well. So we should be able to have a good, exciting finish here, provided we go green and we make it to the end of this race with all cars, with most cars intact come the end of this race. Lockie Acugio got the lucky dog that time by. Did come down into the pit lane this time by, just to top off, either get some petrol and maybe throw a new set of tires on. So he'll be a driver to watch as he carves his way back through the field towards the front of the pack. Wouldn't put it past him to end up in the top 10 come the end of the race. It's been a bit chaotic. Hopefully, I said it last time and I'll say it again. Hopefully, this time we've gotten all out of our system and we can manage our way to the end of this race. But
fingers crossed we can. Matty Raymond's got the commentary going on the YouTube at the moment. You can come and join us in the box if you like, Matty, if you're around.
Definitely more than welcome to come jump in and have a chat with us if you would like to. It's going to be a interesting time. It's definitely a long night so far. Lights are out on the pace car. I think all the drivers, they're going to be getting frustrated at this point. It's kind of why we're getting a few more cautions. Drivers, the more they're under caution, the more frustrated they're probably going to be. So It's kind of
Matty
it's a
Raymond.
vicious,
I was going to
vicious
say Matty
cycle.
Raymond's going to join us for the last 40 laps.
Wonderful. It's always nice to have Matty Raymond come up and join us in the box. He's great lad, great racer, great, yeah, can't say enough. Great to have him in the box. Pace car is off. Ryan Jones will take us off again. Green flag's out. Ryan Jones, Stephen Williams, DPR teammates, they got a good start. Ruben Phelps this time actually got a really good start. Gonna challenge Stephen Williams down into turn 1. Gets up that inside line. Can he hold it? Can he stick it? Will he be able to hold that speed off the corner? He does. It's just not too much. He's only got a little bit of a nose come turns 3 and 4. He might just not have the speed to match that outside lane. So Ruben Phelps, he's down in third. He's conceded the challenge for second. He's in third. Well, he's going to send it in again. Make me eat my words, Ruben. Get this position as we see Daniel Stevens. He's hit the wall. Matty Raven, welcome to the booth. Sorry for cutting you off there, Nigel. 14th caution here tonight. Matty Raymond, how you doing?
Oh, good. I didn't miss too much then.
Not at all. We went 4 laps and then another caution's out. So a 14th caution of the night. I believe
when 13's just not enough, eh?
13's just not enough. We're going for an all-time record high at the moment. Chris Stelmack was involved.
Pre-race chat went well, did it, Nige?
Sorry?
The pre-race chat to calm them down went well then?
I think it did. It fired them up.
So, yep, 034 just gets loose on the exit of turn 2, loops it around, and then gets assisted the rest of the way. Nothing anyone really could do behind. It's quite hard to avoid a car like that. So, Chris Delmake losing it on the exit of turn 2, who will be the reason for our 14th caution of the evening. So, yeah, I don't think they listened to you tonight, Nigel.
Probably not.
Nigel's like, Donnie, don't do. Whatever he says, don't do it.
Yeah, I think I need more than ice cream right now. I might go to this, might go to Richmond myself and drink all that beer in cans.
Chuck some Baileys with it, mate. He'll be all right.
Drink some Baileys. Baileys is the superior alcohol, if I was to say in my wholly biased opinion.
I think I need to get my sailor sandwich and soak it in beer, I think.
bit of vodka soaked sailor sandwich.
That's right.
You're going to need something a bit harder. It's 35 laps to go, so hopefully we can...
My mic all right? I'm normally a bit quiet too. Sorry, boys.
No, your mic is perfect tonight.
You're on fire.
You're good tonight.
Jam it halfway down my throat before you hear me, so...
It's all right. No, we got you good. You're in a good range tonight. But yeah, no, like 34 laps to go. We'll go green with about 38. Left to run. So, or 32. Sorry, left to run. If I can.
That beautiful gold truck, eh? Bloody hell! Come on, number 1.
Well, no, Ruben Phelps, he's had a few opportunities to try and get up the inside of Stephen Williams. He's just not been able to make it work. On that bottom line, so we know you.
My tips in the 4th, the 117 of Bailey. I reckon he's got this in the bag. He's fast. He is fast.
I don't think I've ever raced him. I don't remember seeing him. He's fairly new, yeah.
Making his debut in the series
race tonight, yeah.
Oh, that's why I haven't raced him too much. Oh, nice.
Well, that would make sense.
It would, yeah.
Absolutely. No, few drivers making their debut tonight who are in the top 10, as we just said. Matt Bailey. We also have Josh Micklemore.
He's a bullet. I can vouch for him there. He's fast, that bloke. Watch out for
He's
him.
A bullet. As we just see Matthew Budd, he's doing a bit of the wiggles. He's doing a bit of the two-step at the moment. Is that a tactic you guys use in SRM? Give it a bit of a wiggle? Give it the worm on the way down the back straight?
You just wear out your tyres doing that stuff.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Maybe at a short track it has a benefit. I think at a short track it might have a benefit, getting the tyres a bit more warmed up. Not really going to burn them as much as a 1.5, but...
Yeah. I mean, I don't know,
especially if they're new.
Tyre model changes that often on our racing. It's hard to keep up with it.
It definitely does. We're double file now, so pace car light is out. We'll be going green this time by.
Those DPR boys are fast tonight, though, aren't they? Bloody hell.
Absolutely. After the 2 nitro cars have been unceremoniously ejected from this race due to either technical or being involved in incidents, DPR have been really good, as they'll take the green flag now. Good start for Ryan Jones, your teammate. Ruben Phelps has got a good start, but he's got Matt Bailey to deal with on the outside. And
yeah, that's all right. Give him a shot, Matty, bud. Get him out of the way, mate. He'll be all right.
You know, right. Honestly, if there's any more cautions and there's any more chance for Ruben to get a go, I think there may be a bumper.
He's got the nose under Stevie Dub by the look, does he?
He does. He's banging on the door. He's making his way down the inside, carrying the speed. He might actually have it this time. Good exit here for Ruben. He gets a little loose every time. He's just not able to hold it. If he can get to Stevie Williams outside, as we're actually under the 15th caution of the night, will be Kelvin Clark and Angus Lawford involved. So we'll just jump on now and get the replay underway. So this is Kelvin Clark going into the corner, just loses the car, manages to lock it down, gets a little bit of a helping around by John Bradshaw. Nothing really John could do there aside from assist Kelvin into the wall. He tried his best to get under that yellow light.
See, I bet you he didn't do that weaving there, Bryce. That's what got him unstuck there, mate. Too cold on the rear.
Absolutely, he did not do the weave. And we also had Angus Lawford crash as well. So Angus Lawford coming through. I believe he's gotten into his... Oh, that's Henry King and his teammate have just ejected themselves out of this race.
Oh, DQ'd on X's, is it?
As one gets DQ'd on X's, yes. And the other... so the 013 gets ejected due to hitting the incident limit, and also takes out his teammate in the 153. So Project 36, watching Henry King get oh so loose, both tried to avoid it to the wrong side. They both drove at the spinning car, have taken themselves out of this race.
Project 36 are going to have a really interesting debriefing Monday, aren't they? After that
I would love to be a fly on the wall in the team boss's room. Ron Thompson as well. He's gone down every single caution.
Has he?
Yep, to repair his truck because he got sent for a rollover earlier on in this race.
Really? And he ended up on his lid.
He ended up on his lid. Incident with Mark Grocott and just getting turned up into the wall. It sent him for a nose grind along the front catch fence, and he's gone down every lap to fix his truck, and he's now got a front end again. So Ron Thompson is just chipping away.
He's the nicest bloke, that guy. I don't know if you know him, Bryce. He's so lovely, that guy.
I know. I've been in the Nitro rooms with Ron and the rest of them. They're all really nice boys to race with.
They are. Yeah.
Ron and I have done a couple of officials together. He gave me a win in the Cup Series car at Atlanta, so I appreciate that one. But he was my pick to win tonight. Unfortunately, he's come up with he's rolled snake eyes tonight, so had a bit of an incident. A self sort of ignited incident at the start where he spun around. It's not hard to do. We've seen many people do that at the exit of turn 2 here tonight, so it's not uncommon at all. But then he unfortunately got smashed. Yeah, he got smashed into later on, which gave him significant damage when he was having a really nice recovery. He was up into the top 10 again at one point before his stop, and then he had to stop, came back in the pack, and unfortunately, wrong place, wrong time, got thrown on his lid, and now he's working to recover once more. So it's an unfortunate night for Ron Thompson, but he'll definitely be back out on track. So pace car lights are out. We're going racing, 16th time tonight. We got 25 laps to go. if the trend is around 3 to 5 laps so far, we may be here for a little while longer as pace car pulls off. Ryan Jones rolls into the restart zone, and the green flag is gone. He's gone early in this bit. It's currently DPR versus SRM. Two teams locking out the front 2 rows on that restart. So we'll see what your boys can do, Matty Ray, if they can just get on the inside of Stevie Williams here and maybe make a move. Stevie is doing an excellent job in defending, though.
Yeah, Stevie's a bloody great driver. All of those DPR guys are always fast. We
Absolutely.
by those fellas.
Ruben's just dropped off and let Matthew take the reins and have a crack at Stevie here, so maybe not so good. Daniel Stevens up the inside now.
He got pace.
So he saved by the bell here, Ruben Phelps. 16th caution of the night. We're at an all-time high, 23 laps to go.
Hey Nigel, just out of curiosity, when it comes to your fun facts, what is the record on cautions, mate?
I think last year, off the top of can't remember, to be honest. I think we had 16 at one track.
Really? Martinsville or
Martinsville.
Bristol or something? Yeah.
Yep.
Martinsville last year.
Figure 8.
Yeah.
So here's what happened. Chris Stelmack. It's that good old exit of turn 2. Bang, straight into the inside wall.
On the side of your truck, you got to go for it, don't you?
Absolutely. There's no half sends, only full sends, and it might not actually be the tactic of the night. So Chris Stelmark went off. We also had Andy Barber go off track earlier on. So this is what happened with Andy. Just gets a bit too eager on the power out of turn 4. Manages to lock it down, get rolling on the infield. The only bit of grass here at Richmond is on that front straight, so bailed Andy out there. The caution came at a good time, so he won't lose too much position now. Only what's on the road as we see him go past the stricken 034. But
yeah, that's pretty rare out of Andy. He's I don't think I've ever seen him do something like that.
Neither have I. Just saw Ron Thompson also jump to pit lane. So Ron Thompson may have decided to call it.
Sorry, was that rough? I was only having a laugh.
just wake me up.
It's a long night in the booth as well. So these drivers are definitely going to be worn down. They're going to be frustrated. They definitely don't want to be under this amount of cautions ever. As someone who has raced in this series, it's never normally this chaotic. I mean, we had Martinsville, but I don't think the Richmond race has ever had this level of cautions in it before. So,
nah. It is a little bit typical of a track like this. You know, it's Richmond, it's old, it's worn out, it's a short track. There's 900 cars on the track. It's sort of bound to happen a little bit at least, eh?
You're definitely bound to get a few incidents. I don't think we've ever seen Richmond make it into the double-digit cautions. I think the most amount of cautions we had last time for 240 laps was around 6. And we had a lot longer green flag period, so a lot more wear on the tyres than we have had here. But it's also it's a mental game at this point. So if you've got enough mental fortitude to hang on through these cautions and not get frustrated, not get worn down by them, then you're going to have a good result. Unfortunately, if you let it get to you and you just start getting frustrated and that starts building up, you're not going to have that good of a run, and that will lead to more mistakes. Like we've been seeing a lot of people just wanting to finish the race, and they're just getting overzealous. A lot of the cautions we've seen are coming off that turn 2, and sometimes it's the same person doing it. So it's all a mental game at that point, and they just need to reset and get ready to go again.
So have you got your entry in for the qualifying series yet, Matt?
I've got to chat to you about it, actually. We'll talk after this race. But yes, I will be. I've got to know how to do it, but just got to do some reading.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll get back to green here and we'll talk after.
Sounds
Pace
good.
cars off in the zone. Green flags out. DPR lead SRM. Ruben's got a bit of a challenge from Daniel Stevens behind as well, who's trying to force his way up into those podium positions. Matthew Budd may actually have a good run on Stephen Williams here.
Matty.
Oh, he's just loose.
Oh.
You see Josh Mickelson also getting loose. Matty's pushed into that second groove, trying to make Stevie Williams earn it on the outside there. This is probably the best thing you can do. We're at the 17th caution of the evening. I think that's Brian Blundell involved as well.
We're going to have to start opening up the TAB here, mate. On how many
I was
we're going
gonna say, like, we got, yeah, it's what have we got tomorrow? Randwick. Yep, we've got the Missile Stakes Day, so we can
that's
start
a fitting name. There you go.
Yeah. So we'll jump on board. Brian Blundell crashed out here, so this was probably it. Brian Blundell just in hot, slows up. Andy Barber just gets into the back of him, and then it's absolutely collected.
Tonight, eh?
No, I'm not too sure, but that's not like Andy, not like him to make a mistake like that. So just gets up into the rear of Brian Blundell, pushes him around, and that brings out the 17th caution of the night.
That poor Blundell fella, I got him a beaut the other week too, and I felt horrible about that. It might have been Tim, but yeah, they're good.
It may have been that. They do run the very similar livery now, the Blundell boys. They used to run two very different looking ones, so I could always tell who was who, because I normally just run off the last names when I've got my timing and everything up. So
well, that's what I did.
Makes it a bit challenging now.
Yeah, I had to put different colours on our cars because we did the same as the DPR boys originally, and when you got 4, 5, 6 cars out there, it's hard to bloody tell who's who.
Exactly, especially if you're behind your teammate and you just quickly need to know, instead of looking for either their nameplate in their back window or the tiny number on the right quarter of your tailgate. You just see the color, it's different. Okay, I know who that is. So if you see gold, it's Ruben. If you see a very nice teal blue, it's Matty Budd. And if you see a nice red, it's you or Noddy. Well, I think you're a darker red, and then Noddy's a lighter red. From memory,
I think Noddy's actually running a nitro paint these days. Noddy's a bit of a what would you call him?
A flip-flop?
A freelancer.
Yeah. He's he's definitely part of our team. He's an absolute legend. But yeah, he's very friendly with all the nitro boys, as everyone knows. And yeah, we just let Noddy do Noddy, and sometimes he's in our Discord, sometimes he's with Shay and them boys, and yeah, no, he does what he wants.
He's a bit of a free spirit.
Yeah, that's it. Well, there's no control on Noddy.
Definitely not.
Yeah.
Definitely no control on him. I think the caution lights are going to go out this time by. No. So we should be returning to green flag racing with about 12 laps to go. I'm going to say it now. I pray and I hope we make it to the end of this race with a green flag. I'm only saying it now so I can get
on that.
I'm only saying it now so I can be disappointed in about 2.5 laps time. But
yeah, I was gonna say I'll take that bet.
I think it'd be a pretty safe bet to take at this stage. Definitely the most cautions we've had this season. Definitely the well, I'm gonna say it's been the worst race of the season for cautions and incidents. So
I think we've had more cautions tonight than we have for the full of last season.
For the last 2 weeks. Yeah, for the last for the last 2 to 3 weeks put together at this point. Yep.
Oh, Donnie, don't do speech work the charm then by the looks.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You've got a lot of work cut out for you reviewing this one, Nigel.
I think Nigel said to me earlier in DMs, I love a bonfire. So It's the pace cars off. Ryan Jones will lead us off. Green flags out. Ryan Jones leads Stephen Williams from Matthew Budd, Ruben Phelps, Matt Bailey, Daniel Stevens, Josh McElmore, Sean Bowen, Adam Malone back in the top 10, and Brian Blundell. It's 3 wide for the top 10. It's all popping off. Daniel Stevens loose on the exit of 2. Josh McElmore also loose. Everyone's loose. You get loose. You get loose. Everyone else gets loose.
Yep.
Here tonight at Richmond, we got Ruben Phelps under attack. It's 18th caution of the night. 10 laps to go, 18th caution of the night. We have another incident here.
Poor old Lockie got his lap back, 40 laps ago. He probably hasn't even made a spot because the yellow keeps coming in.
I think he's currently in 11th. He was down in the 20s, so he's made about 10 spots up. So he is doing well. Just slowly creeping back in.
You can probably jump into the server, go and do some jobs, go and work an 8-hour day, come back, and then start the race, and you're still finishing the lead lap.
Maybe that's what Noddy's playing. I haven't seen him out here. He didn't make it tonight, did he?
No, 9 to go.
9 to go. A lot of cars involved in this one. Aaron Gilbert was the first, the Jinx Shifters racing team. Deep in the pack.
Uh-oh, speaking of Lucky,
comes through.
One, didn't he?
It's 3 wide. Oh, there's 236 gets loose. Lockie just makes it through. That's collected a fair few cars on that top side. So the 236 of Brandon Griffiths gets really loose going into, I believe that's turn 2, into turn 1 and 2 on the second. I know it was turn 3 and 4. And it's just getting better. They're just driving into each other.
Oh, that's a Project 30. He's probably just trying to knock the toe back in after his teammate knocked it out before.
Probably. Project 36 have just not had a good night tonight. They're a bunch of nice guys. They're nice to talk to. It's just their night has not gone to plan at all. Definitely not to plan. I'm pretty sure everyone's night's plans have gone out the window approximately 132 laps ago. So it's I don't do you come to Richmond with a plan? Do you come with a strategy, or do you just play it by ear?
The plan is to try and finish, I guess. It's like Dagger or Daytona,
Dagger or Daytona.
Hope for the best. Yeah.
I feel like Matt Bailey here. He's reached his peak of frustration. He's going everywhere on the track.
Yeah. Nigel, you're cool, might be right though. He's up there, mate. He's top 5.
He's top 5.
Yeah, well, I've just flown to Richmond for my sailor sandwich and just came back. So
stop talking about food.
Sailor sandwich.
I'm more partial to a Reuben sandwich. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh. Very good.
Actually, no, that sounds really wrong, doesn't it? Actually, yeah. Nah, sailor sandwich.
Well, I have with Matt Bailey in the chat. I just want to finish, please. I think that's the plan.
You got this, Bales. Just hold off that middle finger car next to you, mate. He's got some pace.
He says, I want to finish. I don't blame you. There's 7 laps. If you can convince the rest of the drivers to finish this race, then I think everyone's going to appreciate it. Because we are 18th caution of the night. It's definitely a new record.
Still my tip, though. Matt Bailey's still my tip. In 5th. I think he can come through for the win.
You never know, yeah.
He's 6th now, 5th? No, back to 5th. He's still my tip. I reckon he can run through the field.
I've got a feeling maybe Rubes and Matty B, though, they're just trying to bank some points, maybe. I don't know if they want to get too aggressive.
It all depends how well the SRM guys defend, yeah.
Yeah.
And if they try and push forward. I feel like Matty B, he's
hungry. He's still waiting for his first win. Yeah, he got so close last week with that second.
Yeah. Green flag's out. Good jump for the DPR boys. SRM boys, little bit slow on the restart there. It's not terrible. Allows them to get situated on that top line. That's preferred at the moment. No one's really been able to make that inside lane work. It's getting a little bit loose, Matty B.
I'm nervous even watching this.
So
No.
Ruben Phelps and Matt Bailey, they're going at it. It's almost 3 wide. Matt Bailey, he's popped his way up. He's currently having a crack at 3rd position here. The SRM boys.
Then we go yellow again.
Yellow again.
Come
That's
on,
Matt Bailey just going to sneak past. Oh, I think
I reckon
actually
he got that, didn't he?
Matty Budd may have got it. No, Matty Bailey
Bailey.
has got 3rd. So Matthew Budd, he's gotten 4th. Probably your better side to restart on. Your better side to restart on if you want that outside line.
Yeah, I like the inside lane around here, but
I like the inside lane too.
yeah.
So Matty Bailey, he's going to make a challenge for this win. 3 laps to go. This will be a green-white checker finish here tonight. So we'll go green. We'll do 1 lap green. We'll get a white flag, and then we'll get a checkered after that. So, Matty Bailey, this is your chance to ruin the 1-2 party of DPR. SRM boys, you still have a chance at a podium finish here. So, either way, it's still a good result for the team, finishing 3 cars in the top 10. Lockie Akujo has made his way up to P8.
All right.
So 3 cars in the top 10. That's a good result for your team, Matty Ray. No matter if they sneak onto the podium or not. I feel like your boys will want to get onto the podium. I feel like there's a bit more to be said about I made it onto 3rd.
Yeah.
You know, made it to 3rd, made it to 2nd.
I mean, we always like a shout out to the sponsors, of course. The chance of that never hurts. But
you might have to get Ruben up there instead of Matty B because he forgot last time.
Useless as a bloody ashtray on a motorbike.
Not too bad. Kelvin Clark gets his lap back there. Probably the last driver to get his lap back. Actually, I'm not going to say that because we still have a chance at going.
How many 3 whites we got, Nige? Don't say like 10.
We've got 3.
Nah, 3.
You got 3 green, white checkers, and then it will end under caution if we use all of those. So hopefully we only have to ask 1 time, but.
Let's put it. I'm going to put a bit of a positive spin on this. I'm going to put a positive spin on this. Now we've got DPR at the front. We've got Ryan and we've got Stevie, and then we've got Matt Bailey, and we've got Matt Budd, and then we've got Rubens, and then Dan Stevens. We have got 6 crack and Josh Micklemore
and
coming
Josh.
in 7th.
Watch out for him.
And then we've got Bowen and we got Adam Malone in 10. So our top 10 is going to be pretty hot for a green white checker. Let's be positive about this.
Oh, absolutely. There's no doubt about that. But the race so far we can talk about at length later on, but this finish is looking good. Like for all that's come our way tonight, the finish is good. The finish is looking good.
Not that I wish any bad upon folks, but I'm hoping Matty B takes out both DPR cars, and it's an SRM one too. That'd be lovely, I reckon.
Let's be positive. Let's be positive. We can worry about the other stuff later, but right now we have got 10 cracking drivers that are about to put on a show.
Here we
go. Got 10 fast drivers, 10 cracking drivers. Daniel Stevens is hungry. He wants to get up there. We've seen how aggressive he's been. Matty B, he wants his first win. He probably doesn't mind picking up another podium as well. Ruben Phelps wouldn't mind getting a win, locking himself into the playoffs to defend his championship. So a lot actually is on the line for whoever makes it to the end of this race in P1. It could be a locked-in championship defense. It could be a first win for a driver. There's at least 2 drivers in the top 4 at the moment who are hunting for their first win this season, or first win of all time, I think, actually.
Yeah. Well, in the league side of things.
Well, in the league, yeah. Well, first win, in the league. So, definitely exciting as pace car is getting ready to peel off this time by. Ryan Jones, hopefully for the last time tonight, takes the field. And we're green. There's no room given from Matty Bailey on that restart, just waiting, ready to go. Well, Matty Bailey up the inside of Matthew Budd. Matthew Budd's probably going to get a preferred run on that outside line if you can just hold it. Make sure it sticks. He might be able to sneak a P3 out of this situation.
Oh, no!
So we'll have another caution. That's Dan
Whoa.
Stevens crashed out. Adam
Green light
Malone's
ticket
crashed
number
out.
2.
Tim Blundell's crashed. Brandon Griffiths, he's crashed out as well. We'll get a replay on
Yeah,
Stevens.
let's see what happened there.
So just too hot. Comes in up the back of Ruben Phelps. Just gets himself loose and crashes
Josh gets
himself
through.
out.
And he gets through. Oh.
Well, that wasn't that
Jeez.
bad. Actually. Yeah.
That wasn't worse. Adam Malone and Brian Blundell, I believe, get involved together. I think Adam Malone may have copped it the worst out of anyone, to be honest. So we'll have a look at Adam Malone. He's on the outside. He starts slowing up and then just gets smacked in. Yes, Tim Blundell, who just goes up his up his trunk, and both of those guys are going to be pointing up at the walls. So we'll have burnt one of our green-white checkers, and we'll be ready to go for our second.
You know what the sad thing is? I haven't had an alcoholic drink in 20 years.
Do
No,
not
20.
swear at me like that. Are you serious?
Sorry. No, I have not had an alcoholic drink in 14 years.
Wow, really?
And
That's
I tell you
a
right
long time.
now, I feel like getting very drunk.
Positive, Nigel. We need to be positive here.
And that's why.
Positive
And
here.
Dave Douglas is in YouTube saying that he's onto dessert.
He's on the
Dave?
dessert.
That's not cool. That is not
he
cool.
still out there? Or is he?
No, he's eating dessert. Like he's eating ice cream. And
He's
I've
in the pit lane at the moment, so I think Dave
and
Douglas
I've got
out
ice
of this
cream
race.
ready to go, and this is killing me.
It's killing him. Nigel always has that ice cream after a race.
What? What do you rock then, Nigel? Is it are you Golden Northman, Ben and Jerry's or something? What's your flavor, mate?
I like my Vanilla's Peters. Now since Woolworths, but Dave Douglas is eating ice cream too. You're a good man. Woolworths don't sell Cotty strawberry topping anymore. But if you like strawberry topping from Macca's on your Sundays, they've got this new type of topping there that is absolutely the spitting image of like Macca's topping. And I tell you, I have got about 3 or 4 jars a week of it. It is the bomb. Bullet chocolate. I like Bullet chocolate. Bullet's a good brand, Dave. Well done.
What about the Hershey's toppings? You don't like them?
Yeah, I had to go with them. Nah, didn't rate it.
The Hershey toppings are always have been a bit too sweet for me personally. Like the caramel ones, like it's wicked sweet. It's good in a milkshake, but geez, not anymore. I think I'd become a sugar addict.
A drill bit these days. That's how much I like the stuff.
Oh, I'll live on it. I probably eat 6 liters a week.
Oh, crikey.
Mate, that's some dedication.
That is dedication, mate.
He's eating dessert and 10 beers down. Well,
you're gonna
so
have
10 beers deep.
He needs to get to 24. When he gets to like David Boone type beers down, we can have respect.
Well, if you get another 10 down, you'll match the amount of beers to caution ratio. So,
hang on, Mike Campbell gets his cotties from Amazon. Okay, all right. I'm gonna look into that soon after this race. Thanks for that. It's been killing me not being able to buy Cotty strawberry topping. I tell you.
The lights are out on the pace car, boys. We're ready.
The lights are out on the pace car. We're going racing. Matty B, you get the call this time.
Matty B?
Oh, Matty Ray, sorry.
Oh, green flag. Here we go. Yeah, Ryan's off. I don't think there's any stopping these DPR boys, mate.
Nah, pretty quick.
He's outside there, though. Going 3 wide.
Yeah, Lucky Cujo taking
Bailey's
it 3
in trouble.
wide. Bailey is in trouble. Lockie doesn't manage to hold on. SRM boys are just going hog wild for this last position.
Ron just gone. Get me that.
Yes, we're official. Yeah,
we're official.
We're official. Final lap here. SRM boys are going absolutely tooth and nail for it here. All there 3 of them on that final position on the podium. Oh, it's a massive crash. Rocky Cujo gets tagged.
Lockie's loose.
Lockie's loose. Matty Budd might be able to hold on.
Loose.
Ruben's gone. Matty Budd's there. Matty Budd finishes 3rd. Ryan Jones, our race winner here tonight. Stephen Williams, his teammate, comes 2nd. Matthew Buddy finishes third. Matt Bailey in fourth. Fifth goes to Lockie Acugio. Shane Bowen in sixth. Ruben Phelps goes down to seventh after just getting loose on the final corner. Josh Micklemore in eighth. Dean Powell in ninth. Andy Barber in 10th. Maybe disqualified. I'm not too sure.
Hey, that was good. Good effort from
I didn't see him on the finish.
And Matt Pat's now telling me he's drinking coffee cups of port.
That sounds like him.
I don't.
Dear.
And look at this, Shane Bowen up in the top 6 again. He always finds his way to the front, that bloke these days.
He finds his way to the front as we jump on with Ryan Jones as he burns it down on the Richmond finish line. Well earned, well run. Ryan Jones wins for the first time this season at Richmond.
Blowing the bags
What a marathon. I reckon I'd had to have a shower halfway through that, but we went to sleep and then come back and finish the call.
I reckon, yeah. I got to go back to work soon. Bloody hell.
I'm almost about time to get up and get my ass to the gym. So good racing
Not a
here
problem,
tonight.
Matt.
So
Thanks for racing, Matt Bailey. Thank you. Good debut. Good debut for the
That's
series.
an incredible debut.
it's an incredible debut there for Matt Bailey. So our final race results are as follows. Ryan Jones is your winner here tonight at Richmond. Stephen Williams, his teammate, finishes in seconds. Matthew Budd in a hotly contested third place finish over his SRM teammates. Matt Bailey brings it home fourth for his debut race in the series. Lockie Acugio makes it home in fifth position. Shane Bowen in sixth. Ruben Phelps in seventh position. Josh Micklemore and Dean Power ninth and 10th. Last position in the top 10 is Andy Barber. Carl Whitney, Daniel Stevens, Brian Blundell, Aaron Gilbert, Ben Henniker are your top 15. Kelvin Clark, John Bradshaw, Tim Blundell, Colin Burns, Adam Maloney, your top 20. 21st belongs to Brandon Griffiths. 22nd to E.T. 23rd to Aaron Dorman. Henry King in 24th. Jason Cooley, 25th. These are all cars who are multiple laps down at this point in time. And just the final running order. A couple cars didn't make it to the end of the race. Connor Nixon, the notable one, he was leading this race at around lap 60. And he unfortunately had a bit of a disconnect issue with his PC, and from there it all spiraled out.
Got to give a shout out to the 9th place finisher in the 999 there, eh? That's not a bad effort from him, for sure. Black Hawk Motorsports driver.
Definitely not. It was a really good finish. 9th?
Yeah, I think it was 9th.
I think so as well. Oh, it's gone.
Yeah, that'll be his first top 10, maybe. I'm not sure.
His top 10. Well, Matty Ray, you're gonna have to get Matty B to took us over to.
I'll be giving him a rev.
To the booth.
Can I interview him?
We can get him.
You guys can do the interview.
Waiting for him to.
I'm off to eat ice cream. I'll be here though. I'll ask him questions. Don't worry.
Oh, good, Nigel.
You just get your facts together, mate.
We'll get Matty Budd into. Well, Matty Budd's not here at the moment, so we're going to start with Stephen Williams, and we'll come back to. Oh no, there he is. So we'll go for Matty Budd.
All right.
You're dragging me? Or do you want me to drag him in?
Yeah, I'll grab him now.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Is he in here now? Yeah.
Yes, he's there. Matty Budd, welcome to the booth.
Fuck.
Matty B, it's your boss, Matty Ray, here, mate. Last week I gave you a rev telling you you're on thin ice for finishing second, so you finished third this week, mate. What's the story, mate?
I'm lowering the expectations. That's the goal.
Lowering the bar.
Yeah, exactly. Then you
Nah.
expect less of me. So I get
Very,
my
very well done tonight, mate. That was a very brilliant drive. And how'd your race go anyway? Do you like it?
It was a lot of cautions. My knee was cramping towards the end of that. Just all the stop go. Yeah, no, pretty good. Apart from getting turned under caution, it went pretty well.
Oh, did you? I don't think we even caught that bit.
Oh
did
yeah,
we?
yep. I got turned. It got Lockie a passing under yellow penalty as well, which is why he went a lap down.
Oh, is that what happened to him? Yeah,
Yep.
there you go then. No, it was brilliant drive, mate. I mean, you found yourself on the podium, obviously. So
Yeah, hit 2
Can't
weeks in a
complain with
row.
that one.
So,
yeah,
no.
It's
For
a
the
massive
newest
battle
driver,
with you.
felt bloody good.
Yeah. It was also a massive battle with your own teammates for that third position. Ruben and
Yeah.
Lockie both wanted it. pretty bad. So it was good entertainment on the run home. Like, we weren't even watching the two DPR guys. They were done. They were off home free. So they crossed the line
they
as we were
set
watching
sail.
you. We were watching you guys all duke it out for the last position on the podium. It's great racing from you boys tonight.
Yeah.
Do you have anyone you'd like to shout out? Anyone you'd like to thank here
Yeah,
tonight?
anyone at all?
Oh
Anyone?
yeah, got the sponsors on the cast. You got Moondog, the TS. You should have given me a script. I told you to give me a script, Matty.
Yeah, that's my bad. I still haven't given you the list, have
Come
I?
on.
Yeah, I'll help
And
you. All
all
right,
the
we got
SRM
Moondog.
boys.
Yeah,
Yep.
Moondog. We got TS Tourette
Yes.
Syndrome Foundation. Lockie's
You
a big
can't remember
supporter
all
of them. No, I know, and I'm the one signing them. We got the Alopecia Foundation,
There you
and we
go.
got Aussie Canna, Justin and Adrian down there. They're helping us out quite a little bit with a little bit of money here and there and a bit of merch. So yeah, we can't thank all of our sponsors enough. They're the ones keeping us here, and yeah, it's a good thing, I think. And yeah, thank you, Matty. A bloody good drive, mate.
No worries. I wanted to put on a
Absolutely
bit of a
great
show.
drive. Well, now you've gotten a third place and a second place. I'm starting to think there's going to be a first place on the horizon. So next week, I expect big things.
Well, fingers crossed.
Yeah, no pressure.
No pressure. No pressure
Yeah.
at all.
Cheers,
Alright.
guys.
Cheers, Matty Bud. Thank you for your time tonight. As we move on to our second place finisher, Stephen Williams. Welcome to the booth, Stephen Williams. How are you doing tonight?
Yeah, not too bad, thanks. How are you?
Not too bad. Not too bad. It was a great drive you put on tonight. Absolutely flawless. You did take the lead after Connor had his little bit of a tiff for taff with, I think, his own equipment. So definitely there. And then you just seemed to control the race, and your teammate did get past you at one stage. What was that planned, or did you just have a different strategy?
No, it wasn't nothing planned. Yeah, it was unfortunate with Connor as well, dropping out like that. It was, yeah, I thought something was going on. He started jumping around all over the place, and I thought he was just going to drop out. But then all of a sudden, yeah, just slid up into the wall, and yeah, unlucky. That always sucks when you're having a good race and that type of thing happens.
Absolutely. It really like zaps a bit of the fun out of the race. Luckily, you managed to have another really good race. You did a really good job defending from Ruben Phelps for I feel like the last 100 laps or so at this point. What was going through your mind when you were like taking that high side into each corner? Like, how were you walk us through how you were defending tonight from Ruben, because he was charging really hard, especially at the end of the race.
It's you got the momentum on that high line, so as long as they can keep it down and not get into you, that's the biggest worry, because it's hard for them to get the same type of momentum off the corners as what you can get up on the high side. So as long as I just controlled that, I knew it was going to be pretty hard for them to get past. You just got to watch out when you got to defend. Make sure you're defending early, so it's obvious that they can't poke their nose in there. And then if they do, just maintain that momentum. Then just it's pretty hard to get that momentum.
We are talking to Stevie Dubs too. He's like the most experienced driver out here. What do you got, like 9,000 starts or something now, or something like that?
No, a few with NASCAR, and it's getting a few here now.
Just a few?
Just
just a few. No, it was a really good drive, man. A really good drive tonight.
Still not as quick as the fast fellas, you know what I mean? I'll just have my luck here and there.
You are the fast fellas, mate. What are you talking about?
I feel like that's some nonsense words from someone who's really fast and consistently up the front in the series. So,
like Dale Earnhardt going, oh yeah, I did okay.
Nah, it's like one fellow I thought was going to be right there at the end was Mickelmore as well. I thought he probably had the pace, seemed like the long run pace, but just couldn't make nothing of it.
Bailey was Pokey as well. He was
Yeah,
pretty
yeah. I've never seen him before, so yeah, it's good to have another one up there. Like, yeah, driving, yeah, like hard but fair and stuff like that. So yeah, it's excellent to see another one up there.
Absolutely. As much competition as we can get at the top end is it makes for really exciting finishes like that entire finish. I'm sorry we didn't catch you guys crossing the line. There was an absolutely cracking battle in third, but that whole last race, like watching you defend, watching everyone attack, and the clean hard racing that we were getting without any like incidents at the front, it was just so good to watch. And you're a big proponent of that racing within the series, and it's always a pleasure to watch you. Any sponsors, family, friends you want to shout out now?
I just thank you fellas for broadcasting and stuff like that. It's good to watch back. It's see what else is happening in the race and things like that. And Nigel and the rest of the crew for all the hard work they do in the background, putting these series on, and yeah, and just all the other competitors. It's good to have big fields like this. It just needs to be a bit tidier. Not there's no prize money for 20th, so.
No.
That's always
There's none for first either.
yeah, but that's the I don't know. It's I don't mind when the cautions are in the top 10 fellas type of thing, because but there's got to be a point where you got to settle for your position, like at some stage, and not I don't know. I haven't I don't know where the cautions were happening, but it was just getting annoying there at the end.
Yeah.
It was a bit aggressive out there, but I mean, as you know, Steve, it'll sort itself soon enough.
Yeah. Nah,
Well,
it's
the good thing is we got this track in the qualifying series, so it should make for some interesting races once there's a little bit on the line. Hopefully the racing clears up when we're trying to find the top 30 best drivers in Australia, so that might help clean up the series a little bit.
Yeah. No, it should be like it's new faces. It's always hard to race with because you don't know how they're going to race.
Yeah.
Once you've raced with people for a little while, we all know our bad traits and what can always predict like what they're going to do because of your experience with them. Whereas it was good fun though. I still enjoyed it even though there was so many cautions. And I'll leave our sponsors up to Ryan.
No worries. Well, thank you for jumping in the booth tonight, and good drive. And we'll hope to see you back out there on Tuesday night.
Yeah, cheers. Thanks for that.
Cheers, Stevie. And we'll bring in our first place finisher, Ryan Jones. Ryan, welcome to the booth. How are you doing tonight?
Pretty hungry.
Pretty hungry?
I wasn't banking on the race going that long.
I think a few of us in the broadcast booth are also in the same spot. Luckily, we could jump out at any point and go grab something to eat. For you drivers, definitely not as easy. Talk us through how your race went tonight, Ryan.
Yeah, just sort of learning really as we went. Pulled a setup out of the archives and made some changes as we went on. I thought the tyre strategy was interesting. I was a bit miffed early on to only have 3 sets of tyres, but I think the way it played out was pretty good. We didn't really get to see it play out in full with all the yellows at the end, but there are a lot of boys that pitted early on and would have been a set down if that race had played out green. I think we put ourselves in a good spot and made sure we're up the front when it mattered.
Absolutely. You and Stevie, we were just saying Stevie did an absolutely amazing job defending, and your restarts every time just let you get out in front, made sure you were able to control the race and just lead it from there. Now, do you guys have a team order sort of situation? Like, I know Stevie said you guys didn't do that tonight, but do you ever consider like letting the other guy pass if it's if it helps their season, or do you guys just have no holds barred, we're gonna race to the checkered flag at the end of a race?
DPR, we generally always race each other. I'm probably the worst for it out of all of us, Daiso, Neil, and Steve.
Yeah, you blokes race each other harder than you race everyone else most of the time.
Matty will know I race extremely hard. So the boys cop that a bit, but we, we always make sure we don't run into each other. I had fresher tyres and Steve tonight, so he just sort of rolled and didn't fight me on it. And then at the end there, it's just a case of working together on the restart to make sure we stay first and second. And if Steve had the pace to come and get to me, we'd fight for it. We didn't get to see if he did because unfortunately we kept going yellow. But
Yeah. No, I saw Stevie roll out on the side. I had a feeling it was just a different strategy position on there, but it's always like it's nice to ask the team and say like, hey, do you guys actually race each other? Are you helping each other like set up positions and like, you know, help each other's race out here and there? But no, it's great when teams race each other hard. Like the SRM boys behind you, they definitely weren't holding back. They were going for broke for third position at the end there. So it's great to see it when teammates race each other and they race each other cleanly and hard as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And especially on oval racing, you know, you're all so close together. It's not that easy to just let someone go because there's usually 3 or 4 more guys lined up behind to take the spot away from you. And if you're in the wrong lane, you open up a bad can of worms there. So yeah, we race hard and have fun and, well, just have fun. That's what it's all about, right?
Absolutely. No, well, it was a great race tonight. Congratulations on your win. Is there anyone you'd like to thank tonight? I know Stevie left all the sponsors for you to do, so...
Nice. Barney the Flagman, I want to give him a big shout out. He got a workout tonight.
He did.
all of you guys for putting on the league and the broadcast. And there was a big series coming up, and hopefully we can clean it up a little bit before then. But it should be a lot of fun. And MP Design, Southall Lifts and Hoists, Ben Max Mechanical, and just everyone for getting involved. It's good to go racing with a big field of drivers, and I think over time everyone will figure out how to race a bit cleaner, and we can hopefully have some nice big long green flag runs with 40 cars.
Absolutely, that's the hope we all have in the box as well. Just getting it nice and clean, nice and green from there. As you said, the tyre strategy would have been absolutely beautiful to watch play out. If we went green for the rest of the race, it would have been great fun watching that. But alas, sometimes the cautions happen and we have to roll with the punches. But definitely looking forward to cleaner races come next week, and we'll wish you the best of luck. Are you in Tuesday night's race if you're there? If not, we'll see you in the Friday Night Truck Series again.
Yeah, we'll do. See what happens. Cheers, boys.
Hey, just quickly too, Ryan.
Yes.
Speaking of MP Designs, where the hell is Neil? Why isn't he racing anymore?
Neil, he floats in and out like the tide. He'll rock up and smack all of us at some point, I'm sure.
Oh, I know. Like, yeah, not that I miss getting smacked by him, but yeah.
Yeah. No, very grateful that he and Daiso weren't here tonight because probably wouldn't have been a victory, but that's all right. Take him when we can.
Yeah, that's it. Pay that one. No, well done, mate.
Cheers, Manny.
Alrighty, that concludes our evening here at Richmond tonight. So, first of all, thank you for everyone for rocking out. It was great to have a big field here tonight. It was always going to be a bit chaotic with 30-something cars. And thank you to the 2 men in the booth with me, Nigel for hanging out all night, and Matty Ray for jumping in for those last 40 laps and adding some spice of life to the commentary box. And hopefully we'll have a cleaner race on Tuesday night, and we'll see you then.
See you, everyone.
Mate. Yeah, I was just hoping to get some of Nigel's milk.
All right. And on that note, we got...